Hello, friends of Skele Vader, and welcome to Toy Frenzy. What episode is this, Oz?
I lost count.
I think it's episode 15.
I'm pretty sure
it's 15.
15 or
awesome.
16,
So,
somewhere in there.
15. When Oz and I started this, I mean, you all know. Oh, let me take this off. You all know that we didn't start this with the intent of having a toy talk show, but man, I didn't think we'd be going all the way to 15 episodes. Did you, Oz?
Not really. Like I said, the whole thing kind of just fell together and worked, and it was very unexpected. And in a lot of ways, we're picking up steam. Like, we haven't stagnated at all. We've picked up steam. We've got Bobby here now with us, which is amazing. Having growing
so awesome.
The actual team itself. Our chat is hopping. I mean, look at it. Look at this. This is crazy. We got so much going on in here.
Yeah, we got Gamer Bud. Welcome to it.
Absolutely. Gamer Bud, thank you for being here every week.
Duchess of Darkness, good to see you.
Always a pleasure to have you, Duchess.
And of course, Thanos Copter is here.
So good.
And Jay Peregrine, welcome back. Good to see you.
Yep.
And the Prowler, nice to see you here.
This is fantastic. I love seeing this each and every week. You guys are awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Hillian Dread is back.
Hillian Dread, excellent.
Ray Black is back, which is awesome. Black is back.
That's right. Black is back.
And Major Issues Comics is here too.
That's right. This is fantastic, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here each and every week. And we all have a special thank you for joining us on the test Discord server. It's not even the finalized product, but having you guys in there this past week, I've left it up. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, the link's still live. So you can click on any one of our social medias that has posted it. You guys can jump in there and go check it out. It's not a finalized server. It's not finished. There's a lot of stuff I'm refining on the finalized server that will be patron exclusive. So while you have this opportunity, jump in there, chat it up, see what we're trying to build. And if you guys have input, something you want to see, let us know. Let any of us know. And we can see how we can implement it, because we've already got a bunch of great ideas that's not even in that server yet. And we're building on those. So please, the input is, fantastic, and I love it. So thank you guys all for joining us.
Yeah. I mean,
thank you.
It's the best. It's so cool, Oz. It's so cool what you're doing to expand the Awesomeverse and include folks, and hopefully entice some more folks to become patrons. And I know Oz and Bobby, you're both working on launching Patreon accounts as well, I think.
Yep.
I think I've got mine set. I just don't know if I finalized it yet. I don't know.
Yes.
I might need your help with that, Skele Vader, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Sure thing. I was like, I entered it blind too. So okay. I'm still every once in a while going and make some adjustments based on what I learned from others. But I do want to take a moment and say, like, it's so cool what Oz is doing to help expand our universe, the Toy Frenzy universe. But it's also like so awesome to have Bobby here too.
Guys, you keep saying it. It makes me
he's
blush
blushing.
A little bit.
Blushing. His cheeks are turning red.
We just do it to make you blush, Bobby.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, but it's rad. It's a great thing to have you here. So
well, I appreciate that. That's yeah, I really do. It makes me feel good. Thanks.
Absolutely. And actually, Duchess down here, she just popped into the chat. See, she said hello, Skelly and Oz before, but she's not leaving you out, brother.
Yeah.
I know, I saw that, but I was gonna let it go. But that's good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we kind of, I always get nervous at the beginning of these shows, so I kind of like jump in and just start blabbing my mouth on things. And thank goodness there's people in the chat, because that allows me to just sort of focus on that. And so we're getting better at introducing ourselves, Duchess, but it's all a learning process. Oh, here we go. Gamer Bud, blushing is Bobby's action feature.
There you go. You heard it.
It's like mosquito, or you press my back to get the blood in my face.
That's right. All the blood rushes to his face.
Yeah.
And his Halloween tattoos come to life and glow.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my trap jaw will come out and punch you.
There we go. Yes.
One of these days we got to do we got to talk about all the characters that are in your tattoos.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
That'd
Do
be
a
neat.
whole show on that.
Yeah, next Halloween, because it's a Halloween tattoo. So
There you go.
not the movie, but the season.
Yes.
All right. So there you go, guys. You heard it. Next year already, we are gearing up for an entire episode. Bobby's Halloween tattoos.
Yeah.
And he's got some secrets in there. He's told us he's got hidden features.
Yeah.
That's right. We're gonna call that episode "Blushing Bobby's Halloween Action Feature Tattoo Show."
Yes. There we go. All right. I got to make up the graphic after this.
Longest title ever. Sorry. Boy. Hey, Broman here.
Broman, what's going on, brother? Thank you for sending me the extra pics today.
Yes. Broman has been hard at work, folks, and working on some really cool customs. He sent me a picture of his Ving Rhames Moss Man the other day, which I thought was friggin' amazing. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Broman.
Broman, you've got to get into. See, that's something I didn't put in there yet. That's okay. I have just coming up with more ideas. I don't want to give it all away before we get it out there. You know.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There we go.
We got somebody new. I don't know. Has Laura Sue been with us before?
I don't believe so. No. How's it going, Laura? Good to see you.
Good to see you. And Duchess likes this idea. Yes.
There we go. Yeah, I can't give all the goods up for free. We got to keep something back. Otherwise, people just, now you want to sign up for the Patreon anymore.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we have a big announcement. We just gained our second Patreon last week, right after our episode, and that's Brick Something. And when Brick Something comes in and joins tonight, I'm sure he will. But man, it's great to have Brick Something as part of the team now too. So second Patreon. Pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Awesome. This is really, really awesome. The team Toy Frenzy, and just keeps growing. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
And El Tenda's here, and a big thank you to El Tenda for being in our Halloween episode. Thank you so much for being there, man.
Yeah, that was really great, El Tenda. Thank you.
And Master Versal Toy Hunter, folks, if you haven't checked out Master Versal Toy Hunter's channel yet, you've got to do that. It's great stuff.
Please do. Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for being here. And Gamer Bud, you've been dethroned. Now, I don't know. being the first Patreon, I think you'll always be the first Patreon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Even my first Patreon, I mean, unless Gamer Bud hits that one, but as far as Patreons go, you will always be known as the first. So no matter who comes next, they're not going to be the first.
That's right. And maybe it should be a competition. Who's going to be Oz's first and who's going to be Bobby's first?
There we go. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get mine set up by December, around the first week of December, after the Thanksgiving holiday.
There you go.
Now, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to have to come up with some kind of idea for my first Patreon. I don't know, some kind of special giveaway or something. I'll have to come up with something. Keep that in mind, folks.
A fight with Gamer Bud. That's the something, right?
There you go. That's Rumble funny. With the Bud. That's
right. Oh, you know what? We'll get to that later. But I want to, all this talk about Patreon, I just want to say, because I get real self-conscious about this, we're not out to make money, folks. We're anything that you donate to the Toy Frenzy cause, going to go to the Toy Frenzy cause. So hopefully it'll help us upgrade to a StreamYard that will allow us to do more things. You know, who knows what we could use that money for, but it'll go to something good and something that you're all interested in too, and we'll come back to you in some way too, in some way, shape, or form. And I know that Brick Something's not here right now, but tradition for people who join my Patreon, you'll get a little something in the mail. So I'll be reaching out to you, Brick Something, pretty soon with a little treat for you. So so thank you for joining.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think people are already talking about Eternia.
Yeah.
And people are having some pretty strong feelings about the early backer King Grayskull potentially going away and King Grayskull being offered to everyone if we hit the 10,000 marker.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's like, what are you gonna do? They're trying to get folks interested in buying this thing.
They want to hit that 10K goal. Like they really do. And honestly, it's in everybody's best interest to hit it, because then you're getting a whole nother figure already for hitting 10K with Keklar. And now they're giving you an extra incentive like, hey, everybody who's joined since we got out of that first week, look, we're going to try to hook everybody up with the King Grayskull, but we just need your help to get there. And I think that's pretty awesome what they're trying to do. I mean, it certainly cuts down on the exclusivity of the figure. I don't know if people had seen it, but they were getting put up on eBay already in upwards of $300 for King Grayskull. And I got to tell you, if you see that and you guys want to do something about these scalpers, you can report them to eBay, and I recommend that you do. Because not only does that account get shut down for practices, but they also get reported to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, because they are actually breaking federal law. They are supposed to have that product in your hands when you make that purchase on eBay within 30 days of purchase. Well, guess what? King Grayskull is not coming out until March of 2024.
Right.
So if you're buying it, you know, they're asking $300 for it. Let's stick it to them. When I saw those posts, I immediately went on to eBay that day and started reporting every single one of them, all for the same thing. And you guys can Google, how do I report somebody for pre-order practices and stuff like that. You can look up, it shows it. It even shows the law that they're, you know, that they're breaking, the federal law. So get on them. You know, I'm tired of these scalpers gouging us for products that we want. You know,
me
I'm
too.
tired
Me
of
too.
it. So let's take it to them.
I do have 2 points though with that Eternia, you know, because I did back it the first week, and I did it because I wanted the King Grayskull figure to come with it. But I am happy that they're trying to push to get to 10,000 for Keklar. But at the same time, Mattel's got to be careful with that, because they're promising you something, and now they're taking that promise away and making it available for everybody who backs it if it gets to a certain point. So when I made the purchase, I didn't have the option of doing the payment plan. So once that reached that, now the payment plan's in process. I'm afraid to cancel that and lose the Grayskull figure. So it's a double thing. I'm not mad about it because I'm still getting the figure, but they need to be careful if they're going to promise things again like that. Maybe give us something different, you know, as an incentive, to make that, you know, don't change their mind just so they can reach a number. You know, it's not, you know, people don't forget this. It's like Twitter news. You know, you get it one day, you forget it the next, and you go on to the new thing. You know, we're not going to forget that. So, you know, so it's, because I panicked and I was like, man, I got a couple more days before it ends. I'm like, I'm going to get it. And I got it. But now I'm still happy. I hope, I'm happy because I want it to reach 10,000. So that's an incentive to get there. But at the same time, like I said, they need to be careful with the collectors. They're going to make people angry or promise things that they're not actually going to go through with that promise.
That's
Right.
true.
So it's both. I'm right there on the level. So it doesn't. I'm not happy. I'm not mad. So
Yeah.
it's
Right.
it is what it is.
Now, I got to agree with you on that because I do have a certain feeling about that due to the fact that people like yourself rushed to pre-order this, maybe didn't exactly have the money to actually pull it off. Some
Right.
people I know overdrew their bank account to make sure that they
Yeah.
could get
Yeah.
King Grayskull.
Yep.
And now it's like, well, if you hit 10K, everybody's going to get it. And it's like, well, shoot, that overdraw fee, that was like $30, $60.
Yeah. Yep.
So, you kind of get the short end of the stick for doing that.
Yeah.
But, I it's rough, but I know that they're really trying to push to see that 10K so that they can get Keklar. And there is still this rumor floating around of the mysterious 12K secret tier unlock that we've all seen those images of.
I still don't believe. I never believed that since day one when I saw it.
I don't know.
I didn't believe that at all. I didn't think it was
Oh,
a thing.
I'm gonna keep pushing and instigate for it anyway, just because.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, I don't know if this is the case, but I was going through my memory banks, and well, I'm going to start off with this. Mattel is listening to us.
Yes.
And I want to say hi to Ronald Embry. I put that up there so I wouldn't
Hey,
forget.
Ronald.
Welcome to it, Ronald. But Mattel is listening, and I don't know, guys. Ray from Collecting Classics. We love Ray from Collecting Classics. And I was looking through my social media, trying to trace back the origin of the name Modi. And I'm about 85% sure that was Ray from Collecting Classics naming the moat monster Modi. At least that was the first time I heard it was from him, which I think is so cool if that's the case, right? And that they used Modi in the video. And also he also was the instigator. We got to see that Keklar is bald because of his suggestion. Is the hat removable? So
Hey,
thank you, Ray.
Yeah, and feel better. I know he's sick.
Yeah.
They got the bald idea for me. Just saying. They were watching this show.
You just need the beard, longer beard.
Well, it used to be longer. I trimmed it up before I got the new job. But you know what? It's no shave November. So,
well,
I only got a little bit. I can't grow it out because it's gray and it's going to make me look 10 years older than I am.
Hey, we love big gray beards here, and it's Toy Frenzy.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but you'll never see one for me.
All right, it's okay because we have Master Versal Toy Hunter who basically wears the Eldor beard in his videos. So, I just wanted to say, like, it's crazy, and I hope that I was hoping there'd be a little bit more in that video but I was really happy to get a close look at how everything works, and it was really nice. I was hoping there would be like an extra surprise.
I thought there was going to be as well.
Yeah,
but
the mini comic's cool.
The mini comic is very cool, and when they said that all secrets revealed kind of thing, I really thought we were gonna get a confirmation on that 12K tier, but oh man, it didn't happen. I gotta say though, we had some questions because we all did that panel that night when they first dropped it and announced it. And we had some questions about the movable Horde Trooper armor. So it was really cool to see and get the answers on that and how that works. Seeing the exact mobility of the snake tower was really cool. So like some of these action features that we've seen in the pictures and videos leading up to it, they explain just kind of how those are going to work with things. And I think that's really, really great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about that video is you actually saw it next to people. So you got to see how big it really is. And that thing is a lot bigger visually in my head now than what I thought of. I knew it was 2x4 or whatever it is, but you can't really visualize how big it is unless you see it next to something. And we always seen pictures of it just not near nothing. Even at San Diego Comic-Con was in that big, glass block. But it's that thing is pretty big. That was pretty.
And
That box is going to be big.
the box is going to be huge. It's
Yep.
4 feet tall. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
essentially it's essentially just a little bit smaller than the Snake Mountain that I built, which is
Yeah.
nothing's massive.
Right.
So it's awesome. I'm all for the huge play sets.
Yep.
It's 2 inches shorter than my son. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's 2 inches shorter than he is. So that puts it into perspective right there. I mean, we all saw the scale with the figures, but like, you know, you can put 100 of these things around, it's still not going to give it a
Yes.
really good
Right.
idea.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, that's right. I keep toys on my desk. Don't judge.
There you go. That's
I do
so
too.
do I.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you going to do during work? You got to play, right?
That's
right.
right. That's right. I've got to play.
Yeah.
John, welcome to it. Good to see you
Mhm.
back.
John, glad to have you here, brother.
Yep.
Gamer Bud, when they were bringing up Masterverse and Revolution, I was hoping for a trailer. Yeah, we were all hoping for a trailer too. I thought that was going to be part of it. I had a feeling because Rob David was going to present, but you know, we got some information, so that's cool.
Yep.
So we jumped right into Eternia because people were talking about it in the chat. But let's go back a little bit. What were your finds this week, guys? Did you find anything out there?
Well,
go ahead. I'll let me go. I'll go because I got nothing. I got nothing this week. I'll have stuff next week.
Oh, okay.
Nothing got shipped yet today.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing made it to the house yet, but I got some.
So
one's pretty big too.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
I had a brain issue and I ordered something, so it's coming.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
So next week, breaking news. No.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I have for today, I didn't think I would have for today. I thought it was going to come either on the weekend or next week, but I got real excited about it. So I'll show that. That actually just showed up. So how about you, Oz?
Well, I had a special delivery today.
Ooh, let's see it.
Part of it got my snout spout.
There we go.
I love that figure because he's got the Filmation style head, man. That you can't beat that. It's and they gave you the vintage head too as well. So
that's right.
That's a win-win right there.
Yeah. Absolutely loving this. And again, from not having anything for so many months, it's great to finally start getting some of these.
Yep.
So yeah, now literally to finish out this wave, all I need is 2000X Skeletor. So hoping I get him in the wild this weekend, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
They've been showing up actually. My wife saw that at Target last week.
Yeah.
So they're popping up, and I was like kind of shocked on that. And Sunman and all of them are showing up, which is weird.
It's great.
I don't get it.
Yeah, well, it's good that it's finally showing up, but then it's like, where you been at for months?
Right. That's what I mean.
And then the Roton.
That's awesome.
Yes, finally got it here in all of its glory.
I love the Roton.
Oh, I love that it's shiny. It's got that shininess to it.
Yes.
I got my vintage one right over there, and I put it next to the new one, and that's more metallic looking. Yeah, it's great.
Slightly smaller in scale to the original. It's just slightly. It's barely, but it's the sheen it has to it.
Yeah.
Adding on the Revell model pieces to it as well.
Yeah, that's very cool.
You know, because again, when we were showing those pictures of me as a kid with my stuff, I had that Revell Talon fighter, and it's great like that I know that now because I remember being a kid having the Talon fighter and it breaking, and then I got the Talon fighter. But it looked different, and I couldn't figure out what it was because I was so young. I just didn't really remember or realize what it was. So I'm kind of hoping that if we get an Origins Talon fighter, that maybe we see a little bit of some extra pieces in the way of the Revell model parts. I mean, again, it wasn't a whole lot. It was like it had the dish on the top. It had a red canopy. Excuse me, as opposed to the blue.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd really like to see that because I think it's neat that they did it with this one, and I hope we get to see it with that too.
Yeah.
Of course, who knows when we're gonna get that? That's got to be in a bit bigger box because hopefully we get. We need some Point Dread with that. We
Oh
really
yeah,
need some
I,
Point
I
Dread.
got the Talon Fighter Point Dread sitting over there. I would like to see it. You know how it came with the record. I got the. I can't reach. I'm gonna knock my phone down. But I got the record with it. But it would be neat to get something, maybe like a digital
Yeah.
version of it or something.
Well,
Hey,
I mean,
Comes with it.
vinyl's
vinyl,
coming back.
vinyl's
Vinyl's
back,
coming back.
man.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
let's just do vinyl. I mean,
Yeah.
if I can get the Charlie Brown Christmas album on vinyl, then we should be able to get some of those old Masters of the Universe
Yeah.
records on vinyl.
Yeah. I got
So I
them
used
all. I'm
to.
sorry. I hate
You have
showing
them
off, but
already.
I got them all. But yeah, they're great though. And the Planet of the Apes ones I have too.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang, you
Yeah.
have those. I'm so
Nice.
jealous.
Yeah.
I want to take a moment. Thanos Copter, I know you are in the Central Valley of California like I am. So I want to tell you, I saw a Roton at the Sanger Walmart. If you know where Sanger is, it's probably about a 20-minute drive outside of the Fresno area. So go over there. They usually have some it's pretty surprising stuff. I've had pretty good luck over there. It's been pretty stale lately, but you might want to try them for the Roton.
Wow. I'm surprised. Yeah. Rotan's been almost everywhere that I've heard from. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that. Yeah.
It's been
Well,
pretty vacant Roton territory over here in the Central Valley.
I couldn't see that though. Yeah.
only 3 of them seen in the area, all 3
Wow.
at the same place, and
Oh,
that's where this one came from. Um, and that's all we've had around here that I've seen. That doesn't mean that other people aren't finding it before me and getting
Right.
it, and then I'm just not seeing it. But
yeah. Major Issues Comics says they're pricey. Yeah, and I don't know. There hasn't been an abundance of them, so I don't know if we'll ever get a chance to see these on clearance. So
right, like some of the other guys, like
yeah.
Stridor was a massive one. Yeah.
99.
I mean, like
Up
this,
to
I was not going to buy this because it was $40, but
Woohoo.
$15.
Yeah,
Gotta
you can't
love that
beat that.
price.
Yeah.
You can't
Can't
beat that.
beat it.
And I honestly was going to resist because I just prefer the vintage Battle Cat. That sounds crazy,
Right.
I know, but
That's
but
how I am. I'm all
It
vintage.
doesn't sound crazy, man. That's totally it. Like, for people that could afford it, that's great.
yeah,
I just thought,
Yes.
again, when Masterverse was coming out, and I've got comparably a $15 figure and a $25 Battle Cat, or I get a $20 figure and a $40 Battle Cat.
yeah.
I was all in on Origins.
Yep.
And now that Origins has started to go up in price a little bit, and it's kind of catching up to almost where Masterverse is, sometimes that doesn't seem as bad of an exchange to get a Masterverse versus an Origins. And those Masterverse sculpts just keep looking better and better, it seems like, with every wave.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first one I got from Masterverse was Spikor, and I still think he's an amazing figure. So I think but the He-Man I was so disappointed by the Revelation He-Man.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
I didn't care for any of the figures at the time.
The
I got a couple of them. I don't have that many Masterverse figures. I think I
Yeah.
got maybe 6. I think,
Yeah.
but those are characters I like.
Yes.
So,
Right.
Yeah. Me
I
too.
had, yeah. But I am going to get that new Evil Lynn though. It's coming out.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
my
already have
God.
it on pre-order.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous figure.
One of the best Evil Lynn designs of all time.
Yep.
With all the different, we've seen a variety of different versions of Evil Lynn over the years, but I'm all about the traditional Evil Lynn. I'm all
Me too.
about the
Sure.
original action figure Evil Lynn with the yellow skin and all that.
Short hair. I know that you can't take your helmet off, but she's got short hair. Yeah.
She may
But
have short hair, but she definitely reminds me of Marge Simpson with the yellow skin and then the blue. She just looks like Marge.
that's hilarious. But this
Thanks for ruining it now.
yeah, I know. Don't ruin it for us. But yeah, then that was one of the best design choices for her in Revelation to do that. Do you guys know if the Roton is going to be a Walmart exclusive?
Yes.
I
Okay.
think it's been there only. I haven't seen it at Target or nothing.
When it was announced as a Walmart exclusive.
Okay. All right. And
Which
then
it seems shisty for it being a vehicle, especially like one of those core vehicles that like, you know,
Yeah.
everybody seeks and it was sought after, and it's an exclusive,
Yeah.
you know, but hey, I think at the time Target was just seeing like they had just finished trying to clear out the sky sleds.
Yeah.
They had Wind Raiders sitting on the shelves,
Mhm.
Battlefield 2 packs sitting on the shelves, and Stridor sitting on the shelves.
Yeah.
And I think they were just kind of like, we don't have the shelf space to be putting another vehicle in. We're not going to order. And Walmart's like, we'll take them all.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, you couldn't find them at a Walmart. So
Yeah. I mean, the flocked panther, I
yeah,
still haven't seen it go on clearance yet, and that's the only place you can get it. And as
Yeah.
soon as it goes on clearance, I want one in box because I love the flocked panther.
yes,
Yeah. I found one once, and I had to drive all the way down to Phoenix, about 25 minutes to get to the Walmart that had it in stock. And
Yeah.
I ordered it online from them, and I think
Nice.
that was I think that was the only time I've ever seen it. And that was like a year after it came out or
Oh,
something.
man.
Yeah, so it was like
well,
it took a long time to get it anywhere.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. When they first announced it, they were so scarce. I found one of them and bought it for. Well, everybody knows Corey Pop, who's normally in the chat with us. Uh, you know, I bought it for him because he loved the fact that it was flocked all the way down to the bottom on the toe
Oh,
beads.
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
you know,
That's so cool.
finding the one of them and everything like that, picked it up, gave it to him. He is not really a Motu collector overall. He gets excited about it because he enjoys seeing me get so excited about
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome.
He's a Stitch collector. He's certainly a collector and understands collecting and how hard it is to get stuff. He is a Stitch from Lilo and Stitch collector through and through. But he you know got that for him and everything like that. That's how I got my first extra saddle because he didn't need that.
Right.
And then for like the longest time we could not find it. And now it's like almost every Walmart we go to's got like 3 or 4 of them, but nobody's buying them anymore because again, everybody that wanted them bought them out when they first came out, and when they
Yeah.
couldn't find them in stores, they paid the scalpers like the double the money for them.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Uh, and now they're just sitting on shelves at $40 a pop because Walmart's the only place carrying them. So I
Yeah.
don't think we'll ever see that really go on clearance until they're fully like, okay, we just need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll happen someday. Yep.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not going on now, considering they're trying to clear the shelves for all the new Christmas stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. Who know? Who knows?
And part of the Christmas stock over at Target is apparently going to be wave 2 of
Yep.
Origins re-released on the 40th anniversary card back,
Yep.
which is so cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I
I want
definitely want
that
to pick up.
display.
Yeah, yeah, the display's nice, especially like if you keep anything on card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I definitely would not mind picking up an extra scare glow or two. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I need a second trap jaw. I have the whole set, but I just back when it came out, I thought they were going to have abundance of them.
Yeah. Me too.
And especially Trapjaw and Scareglow, you thought in Oracle. I mean, how many
Yeah.
people want those figures? And I never saw it, and I was like upset that I didn't buy
Yeah.
2 of them.
All
'Cause
of us.
I always order on BBTS, so yeah, it made me upset that I couldn't get a second one.
Yeah.
Because I only got a few of them that are open because I bought doubles of, but that was one of the figures I wanted to get as a double,
Sure.
Yeah.
and I didn't get them yet.
When these things were first coming out around here, it was He-Man and Skeletor.
Yes,
That
was
was it.
everywhere.
There
Yep.
was no Wave 1. And then we got Battle Cat and the Jets and the Sky Sled. And we didn't have anything else until Wave 5 started showing up at stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I got lucky. I did find Merman and Zodak from Wave 3 or 4.
4.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think 4. Yeah.
yeah. I did find those 2, but nothing else for the entire year. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's really a shame.
Hopefully, I mean, hopefully it will improve as the popularity grows. I don't see the popularity dwindling at all. In fact, I feel like it's just continuously getting more people interested, and they're coming out with more
Mhm.
figures. I haven't felt like there's a dying off of interest. I feel like
No.
just the stores are not stocking
Right.
things correctly.
The stores are doing very poor distribution. A big part of what it is distribution was all messed up, of course, while COVID was happening in the first year of its release. Then stock finally starts showing up as things are getting to normal. And again, it's the way the SKUs work. There's only one SKU for Origins figures.
Yeah.
There's two if you include the deluxe figures, but it's a sorted figure. So when they scan a shelf and it says assorted figures, it's talking whatever that entire wave is. There's not an individual SKU per
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. That's right.
And when your shelf is full of Jitsu and Stratos, there's no need for them to pull stock from the back.
Right.
So if they've got stock on the shelf, stock in the back, they don't need anything from the distribution center. And if the distribution center doesn't need anything, they don't get it from Mattel. So they're getting these waves in at the distribution center and they're going to stores that are selling out.
Yeah.
Which is why you see some high turnaround at certain stores. But then other stores, they just sit because it's an assorted SKU. And nobody's buying because we've already bought wave whatever, and now it's just sitting there peg warming.
And it happened to people too that bought it online from Walmart. Like I had a few friends that went online and bought like a Webster, and they ended up getting a different figure, and they couldn't understand why. But that's the reason, is because it's the same SKU. So it's like in that small fine print it says "or assorted figure," but you're thinking you're buying one that you need, and you get something else in the mail.
Yeah,
and that would make me mad, but I don't order from Walmart, so it doesn't bother me.
If you order from Walmart and even Target, you run that risk on most of those figures.
Yeah.
If you want to get the individual figures, you got to order from Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, or Entertainment Earth is your best way, and some other local places that sell them online.
No, I feel like many of us are going to have this dilemma of trying to get Moss Man. So that is something I'm going to try and order through Walmart online as soon as it pops up. I know also that, who was it that said earlier, John, definitely going to try and pre-order it. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but yeah, for sure. And then
that one I'm worried about.
Good luck on pre-ordering from Walmart. Their pre-order service is terrible.
Wow.
However, I will say, Mossman, if you're going to order it online, you're not going to get an assorted figure because he's an exclusive. If you order Mossman online, you will get Mossman.
Yeah. That's so there you go. Now Gamer Bud said it depends what groups or YouTubers you talk to, because Motu is dying in their eyes. And I know that's absolutely true. I've watched a few different I've watched channels, and some of them have negative feelings about it, and I respect that. I just feel like every time a new announcement comes from Mattel, I feel like, well, there must be a reason for this. Like it must be outside of my perspective that people are buying the what out of all this, and they're really buying into it, and that's why they continue to do it. Because if everyone is feeling that way, then it would be dwindling for sure.
Right. And then you've got Hillian Dread's comment right after Gamer Buds. See, this is the part that shocks me.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Wave 11, it went up for pre-order at like GameStop.com, and then like a day later, you could pre-order it from Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
And people are already getting this. Yeah. And Mattel definitively, when they announced this wave, said it was for Q1 next year.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I think their clocks are faster than mine. So maybe we'll be getting Eternia by next Christmas as opposed to Q1 next year.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Now, I don't know. They're going to have that. Yeah, see, because they announced that the Snake Man was, Year of the Snake was 2023.
That's right.
And I was shocked to see that my order came in already. I'm like, what the heck? So I shipped it. And then, of course, Mechanic comes in there. Oh, it pisses me off. Because I could have saved on shipping, So now I got a figure there. And I don't know if the other ones are going to ship early or not. So I'm going to wait for a little bit to ship that one. But yeah, I was like, man, I just paid for Eternia. I just bought a couple big things. And now all of a sudden, this wave came out, and now Mechana came out. It's like everything all at once,
Yeah.
right before the year's end. It's like, why are they doing that so
Right
fast?
before Christmas too.
Yeah,
Right before Christmas, and
It's
it's like,
frustrating.
you know, in my situation where I'm just getting back to work, and then I've got Christmas ahead of me. Like I got
Yeah.
to plan that out. Plus, I'm
yeah,
trying to get different things set in place.
That's right.
And it's like, this is not the time for me to be wanting to buy toys for myself. This is the time I need to be focusing on setting up my responsibilities. And unfortunately, I already announced it. I unfortunately have to pass on Eternia. I will not be getting it.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's too much for me to be able to shell out, as excited as I was for it, all in on it. And now I've got to give up on our topic for tonight, one of my grails.
Oh, well, I can't wait to get into the grails, and yeah, and for sure, I was so tempted to put the vintage Eternia playset on my list of grails because I think for all of us, in some way or another, that's been part of our like, wow, to have that would be amazing. So
yeah, that was gonna be one of mine too, and I was like, that's gonna be boring.
yeah,
We're gonna be talking about Eternia for all day, all
I
next
know.
We've been talking
year.
about it for 2 months
Yeah,
already. And
yeah,
Talking about Eternia for eternity.
yeah,
yeah. That's the only place that I don't own, so
until
it is what it is.
2024 when it comes home and
Yeah,
everybody gets it and they go, I don't have space for this. And then it goes in the garage.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Well, I want to just take a moment and first thing I want to say is Hillian Dread, tell us where you got them because we want to know where you found how you're able to get those so soon. And then Brick Something, our second Patreon.
Hey, good to have you here,
Glad you could
Brick.
make it. So yeah, Hillian Dread, go ahead and write it in the comments where you were able to order those, because that would be cool for us to know. So I want to show what I found this week. I
Yep.
got a wild hair.
Oh wait, you got something this week? I forgot.
I got something this week, and it's funny because Bobby's wearing the shirt, and I just had a wild hair to order this guy, and it just so happened that Bobby was wearing the shirt. But yeah, this Frankenberry, this figure's amazing.
That's
I
awesome.
ordered it on Amazon. I was like, okay, I can do a $30 purchase right now. And honestly, Bobby, it was between that and of course Maximilian. And I was like, because it's like there's like I have like about I have a very limited budget per month, so it's like, what am I going to get? So I think I'm going to hold off on Maximilian until next month. But
okay.
But because I saw this and we're just coming out of the Halloween season, and just made so much sense to get that guy. But,
yeah, it's awesome. I love that figure.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Did they do all the monsters? I know they did Frankenberry. I know they do an account Chocula.
Yeah, they did Chocula and Frankenberry, but that's it. They didn't do any of the others. I was hoping they would have, but they always do those two. They're always the most popular, it seems, and then Booberry would be kind of weird in a way, because it's just like
he would be
ghost.
awkward.
Yeah, but I mean, for a figure, everybody wants articulation. What is he going to do? Just move his arms?
Yeah.
So
that's all Orko does.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, right.
Over Count Chocula any day.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm looking off to the side because that's where I got them. So I'm looking while we're talking.
No, we get it, man. We know we have our collection surrounding us.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I do.
Hillian Dread gave us an answer a little bit higher up there, Skelly.
Oh, I missed it. Let's see. Oh, Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah, that's where mine's coming from.
Cool.
So they're coming in. People are already getting this. And like I said, they definitely said that was 2023. This was going to be Q1 2023.
Yep.
So what's going to happen is everybody's going to get this now, and we're going to have a drought with nothing else until
that's all right.
September, October next year.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, of course. You need time to recover.
During the drought, you save, people.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be that long.
Not me.
I'm hoping until at least March.
I've got projects coming, and I'll be talking about those on my channel a little bit and showing off some things. Yeah.
You gotta start a fund for you to get Eternia somehow.
Yeah.
There is not enough time. I mean, if everybody wants to, I got to set my PayPal back up and everything. But if everybody wants to donate, I wouldn't even know what to add. No. I'm not begging the community for Eternia.
Yeah.
Guys, if you've got money to put towards Eternia, get it for yourself. Get the 10K. Everybody should get a King Gray Skull and Keklar. Get Bobby Keklar. Get,
Yes.
you know,
What's the payment plans on that though? Is it? I don't
it's
know what the payment plans are. Like, is there different versions of it? Like
Yeah.
how much you can afford a month or what it is?
I barely looked into it because the truth is I just got too many responsibilities popping up all at
Yeah.
once now.
No,
I'm
I
back
was
at
just
work.
curious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Well,
thought about it. I really did, but
Okay.
yeah.
it's
It's a big commitment, and
Yeah.
it's scared me. And I've been holding off on talking about this, but the only way that I was able to get the Eternia playset is I've been making this I had been working on a fright zone, a custom fright zone, which some of you have watched the videos on my channel. If you haven't, go watch them. It's fun. But I did a big trade with Pedro, and he came at me with it. He was like, "Do if are you interested in the Eternia playset?" And I said, "Yeah, but that's like you've already gotten me this group of figures to trade for the Snake Mountain, so I'd have to really throw something else in there." And I just offered. I said, "Would you be interested in the Fright Zone?" And he said yes, and he said that would be we both agreed and shook hands that would be the final part of the big trade. And so,
Wow.
I mean, the customs, the customs, anybody that does custom work like this, like the large custom pieces, these sculpts, it takes money, it takes time, and it takes a lot of time, actually, especially if you're just working on the weekends. And so, um, you know, if you make stuff, if you are out there making stuff like Broman is with his customs, and if you're making, if you're doing things like that, like there are people out there that are interested, and don't be afraid to go to make yourself available to do stuff for folks that collect customs. So, a cool thing like this might come around, and I just can't thank Pedro enough for being excited about finalizing the trade in that kind of a way, because I just was, I was not thinking it was going to be possible for me and my family to spend that kind of money. And so I understand Oz where
yeah.
you're coming from. I just kind of got lucky. And so make stuff, folks.
That's right.
If I can say anything, like, if you make stuff, you may not feel like there's much reward in it, but it does come back in some way.
Sure.
And again, if folks want to donate to Oz's cause. Anyways, shall we get on with talking about pipe dreams that are crazy and we'll probably
Sure.
never find
Yes.
things like this?
Yep.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
I mean, Eternia playset is like the ultimate grail for so many people. So we're not
Yeah.
going to talk about that, but we are going to talk about grail pieces, large and small, that that Bobby and Oz have all chosen to talk about. We only decided to only pick 3 things. And I know this was a real challenge for all of us. So what should we do? Let's see. Who should go first? How about that? Who wants to go first? Or maybe whoever's watching, just, whoever posts one of our names
Yeah.
first,
Let them choose. Yeah, that'd be great.
let them choose, because it's so hard for us to choose. We
Sure.
all want to talk about it. So whoever's watching, just post one of our names, and that'll be the first person. In the meantime, like, was it hard for you guys to pick out these grails, or had you been thinking about these for a long time?
Mine was pretty simple.
Yeah,
I knew mine right
You
away.
knew, you knew.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like the ones I was looking at, it's like I've had these pieces on my mind for ages. And it's just one of those things where it was like I just need to find the right pictures for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I knew the 2, But the third one I was having a hard time with for some reason. My mind, I don't know about you guys, but like I'm not thinking about grail pieces because most of the grail pieces for me are on the pricier side. So I just try to not think about them.
Right.
But so it was hard to find that third thing.
Well, you start thinking about it and then you just start weeping.
Yeah, I had about 6 of them. I broke it down to 3.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we got in the chat. Gamer Bud was the first one to chime in with me. So then Brick Something came with Bobby, and then that'll be Oz, Masterversal Toy Hunter wrote in Oz. So shall we
That's
do it
the
in
order.
that order?
Yeah.
All right. So what's really funny is no, it's not. The slides are not in that order, so that's okay. But that would have been interesting. So anyways, I want to say just a real shout out to Oz. Like this guy comes up with the coolest thumbnails for our shows. This is
Thank you.
hilarious. I threw this other image at him. I was like, maybe we could do this one. And then he came back to me with this and I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's not to say that the image that Skelevator sent me was any less impressive. But as I was setting it up and I wrote the title being "And the Quest for the Grails,"
Yeah.
I started thinking Indiana Jones, and I was like, you know what? This would be a kick.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you got some fans out there. We've got he does love that thumbnail. Yep, Brick
Thank you
Something for
guys.
sure. This is a great thumbnail, Duchess. Yeah.
Thank you. I have a lot of fun making this stuff. I love doing these little things. I make memes too, everybody. Just happen in a while.
Yes.
If you guys like toy anxiety, I made a meme of Craig being Flipper, which is hilarious.
Nice. Yes.
I did the 3 J's of Toydom doing the Spider-Man meme on the hot toy versions of the Spider-Man from the movies. It's a lot of fun. You should go see those. They're on my IG. I can do more. I just haven't in a while.
Yeah.
The only ones I make are Stratos, and I just send them personally to Joe Amato.
That's so funny. That's perfect. That's perfect.
He calls me up all the time, like at night or in the morning. So I got to ding him once in a while with a Stratos here and there.
For sure.
That's right.
I have mixed feelings about Stratos. I think if I saw Bluebeard Stratos at a reasonable price, I would totally snag him. But
that's a key wording there. Reasonable
price. Yeah,
he's only getting more rare.
I'm not a huge Stratos fan either.
No.
But
that's a shame.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Maybe it's better this way, so Bobby's not hitting you up at random times in the middle of the night with Stratos.
Well, I said one to him. It had him bending over to it next to the guy. It says, "Did you back Eternia?"
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's great.
Skyfall's here. I don't know if we mentioned Skyfall's here. Welcome, Skyfall. We missed you.
Skyfall, thanks for coming in. Yeah, we've got a couple more people in now.
Yeah, HP Brown Sauce Craft is here too.
Love it. Thank you guys.
Good to see you. All right.
I'm telling you, Skelly, I love, we started off this show. We've talked about it before. It was you and I, and we had people watching. We've had plenty of people watching since night one. But, really the chat was, we were talking with Thanos Copter and we were talking to Gamerbud. Now, when we did the Halloween watch party on Monday night, I got to hang out with Thanos Copter and Gamerbud, and we watched Halloween Tree, and we were just talking. I was telling them how much we appreciated having them there from the start, and how great it was, and I really enjoyed talking with you guys when we had the watch party and everything. So thank you guys for being there. Thank you, Gamerbud, for saving it because my internet connection was dropping, and I couldn't carry the stream, which is something I've got to fix. But you guys been here from the start. You started with the chat, and you guys like dominated that first night of the chat. You guys were talking with us back and forth. It was great dialogue. You're still here, and now look at this chat. It just goes crazy. We love having you guys here.
Yeah, it's excellent. Definitely.
No, Gamer Bud said everyone dogs on Stratos, but he was one of my favorite heroic figures. I get it, man. But I want to say, I put this up because when Oz was complimenting you, you really were a hero that night. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to watch you be a hero, but that's cool. Thanks for helping out with Oz's internet issue. And I do like Stratos. I think I say that to myself to justify how stupid it was for me to pass up on the gray Stratos when I saw the Origins gray Stratos. And so I made up for it by buying the mini comic Stratos. I did, because I do like that guy. And I actually had him as a kid. So, but I even kind of like had weird, I don't know. He's just a strange one. And I think that's what throws people off.
See, I always liked winged characters, so he was,
Yeah.
and he was one of the first ones I've had as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I like him. I don't have a problem with him at all.
Everybody needs to love Stratos now, even though it's just the mini comic version. We got to clear the shelves, people, so we can get more figures in.
You can take them and paint them and stuff. Yeah.
Build your army of naked Stratos.
I'm going to be making custom Oz figures because, he's got like the hairy chest looking thing. I'm just going to give it a wash.
Got the beard.
I'll go try to find as many Goldberg figures as I can.
There you go.
Pop the bald head.
I see. Yep.
I used to have a goatee. Now I have the beard, but.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Grail is going to be getting to the Grail. There we go.
All right.
Oh,
so
here we go.
This is, I know I've talked about it before, but this is right up at the top of my list. I want to find this guy so bad.
Yeah.
I had a friend who had this when I was a kid, and I was so jealous. But this guy is the Kraken from Clash of the Titans has always been one of my favorite Harryhausen designs, and I love the toy because it's super weird. I mean, we never saw what was under the water, so you can tell that they were the creators of this toy were like, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna put on here. We gotta put something weird down here. You know what I mean? He's got to be part fish, right? I mean, that's what he is, right? So you can tell they're just flying by the seat of their pants with this figure. But I love the face. I pretty much love everything about this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I would love to find it with the package as well.
That's tough.
It's tough. And this guy's pricey.
Yeah. I had a chance to get him when I was a kid. I remember it was at Sears and it was still available. And my mom said, you can either get the Rancor or you can get that.
Oh,
I chose the Rancor. Now I kick myself knowing, in the future, because I still got the Rancor. Yeah. I would have still had that.
Yeah.
And I could have bought a Rancor anywhere, But.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like the Rancor has always been a grail for me because I had him as a kid, and he was one of my favorite things to have as a kid. And then I no longer had him at a certain point, and some grails are very affordable. So, but I finally got around to getting the vintage Rancor, but getting him back. But man, that would be, how would you know, right? Like if
you wouldn't. No.
You wouldn't know, and plus, like Return of the Jedi is fresh on your mind, and
yes,
of course,
Clash is probably maybe on a old beta video cassette in the back of your closet by now, and
I was 10 years old at the time, so
right. Star Wars was what was more popular.
Yes, definitely.
So you went with what was more popular, and
what you liked.
These
I like
guys,
Star Wars more than I like Clash of the Titans, but since they were both monsters, I had the choice, and I went with the other.
HP Brown Sauce Craft said I had the entire Clash of the Titans except the Kraken. That's cool.
Yeah.
The figures are great too. I saw the death guy, the boat guy.
Yeah, Charon.
Yeah, I saw him at an antique store right in Clovis. So anybody from the Central Valley, there was one of those in the antique store in Clovis.
Nice.
on a day when I had very limited funds, and I just, but I'd love to get him too. But
Yeah, him and Calabas, I would like to get
yes,
those two. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, my toy shop down here has those, but I just don't go get them. I stay away from it. I don't want to keep spending more money.
Right.
Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff there.
Wasn't it Palatoy that came out with like that cardboard play set for it back in the day too?
Oh,
Was it that?
I don't recall. I haven't studied Clash of Titans toys in a long time.
Well,
yeah,
it's just like one of those cheap cardboard play sets where it was
Yeah.
like the four, you got the four-piece cross like this, and then it's got a circle underneath, and each part was like a scene from the movie.
Huh.
Um, just that creative stuff. That stuff never really withstood this, the test of time though. Like
yeah,
those
Right.
cardboard play sets always were falling apart.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was really, really neat.
Yeah, I don't recall that. I'll have to look that up.
Brick something said Calabos was the only fig I had. I loved him. Yeah, well,
He's cool.
He's a great figure.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. HP Brown Sauce Craft. Palatoid made that crap. So yes.
Yeah. Well, all their stuff was cardboard. And, like, I mean, the Kenner figures worked okay with it because they
Yeah.
didn't weigh anything.
Yeah, right.
There's that. Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
I have that. I have the Kraken here. The Kraken is something I never had. I have
Sure.
the second item is something that I did have as a kid. It was a treasured item because like to have it was like a massive accomplishment. I felt like to me as a kid to have had this was like a real blessing. But I've seen all the new iterations of the Millennium Falcon toy, and it's all been tempting, but I feel like nothing is quite as special as that first version of the Millennium Falcon. And if I could just like, if I could find this with the packaging, that I would be very hard to resist. I've seen it once before. It was like $450 at an antique store, and no way could I get it. But I'm constantly thinking about it and looking for it. And
You said you had it as a kid?
I had it as a kid.
Yeah,
It was,
me too. Yeah, I had one. I got it for Christmas.
yeah, it was a phenomenal thing. I felt very like, for that year or 2 years that I paid very close attention to it, I felt like I was on top of the world to have this. I felt very lucky.
Yeah.
But and then and time goes by, and that's funny because all my toys were given away when I was a kid, and that's fine. Now thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I'm glad other kids got those toys, but I had the bridge or the door or the what's the word for it?
The
The
ramp?
drop down door.
The ramp.
The ramp. Thank you. The ramp. I had the ramp for years, just sitting in my, like, it would just travel around with me. I had the ramp for years.
I didn't have the original one, of course. But I did, man, when they re-released it with the Power of the Force 2,
Yeah.
that was the same way I felt like this
Yeah.
was so
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
I loved this, and then like a year later they came out with like the Slave one, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a special thing. I'm always going to be looking for it. I'd love to have it someday and add it to the collection, return it to the collection in some way. And my final grail is something that I have older step siblings, and they had this, and I played with it more than them. It was so tattered and torn up and messed up. But it's the 1974 Fisher Price Castle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I just want to. They're pretty reasonable, honestly. I've seen a few. Just shipping is horrendous,
Right.
and also this is all like these are all stickers. Everything that's all the design work is stickers, and so it's very hard to find it in good shape. But I want to show you the back. The back was so, for me as a kid, this was the coolest thing. That stairwell, the stairwell that leads from the first floor to the second floor opens up, and there's a secret compartment back there, and it was the coolest thing. And so that's another thing I have on my list to get to repurchase at some point. That this thing had been played with for years, and then suddenly disappeared. But let's see. Ooh, we had that from a neighborhood garage sale. Love the trapdoor feature. Yeah, absolutely. The trapdoor feature is amazing.
Yeah.
It's right up there. The yellow thing on the very top
Yep.
is the trapdoor, and it drops things down. There's like a cave on the side, and it came with a pink dragon.
Yes.
Man, so cool. Sin City Cindy, welcome back. Good to see you back.
Thanks for coming back. Great to see you again.
So yeah, that's the final item on my list of Grail pieces, and you know, one I didn't have, and then of course the other two I got to experience. But so Bobby, you're next on the list. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let me get your slides
All right,
set
let's
up
look
here.
at these.
I wasn't sure what the order might be, so I just
I'll just talk. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Black Star Mara. Yep.
yeah, Mara.
Yes.
Yeah. This figure, I don't have her. I never had her. I got some Black Star figures back there, but she's rare and very expensive to get her complete. And yeah, all of my grails are like almost, I can't afford to get them. That's why I chose these.
Yeah.
Just to find her, you usually just find her as herself without the accessories.
Right.
But even if she does have an accessory, I never see her with the hair. That's that blue box there that looks like a blue square. That it snaps on her back.
Yep.
And it's like her blue hair. But you can't find it. Me, my figures I like to get complete, you know, so it's to find her is going to be difficult, but it's very pricey because she was in the first wave. But then the second wave, when they changed to the laser light figures where they flash, they didn't make her. They made clone instead. So being a female character as well, they didn't produce as many.
Yeah.
And I'll probably never have her unless I do find one. I just have to compromise and just say I just got to get the figure.
Yeah.
But at least if she comes with the hair, if she doesn't come with the halo, which is that, it's weird. It's kind of odd. The way their accessories are kind of goofy. And that tree-looking staff. If I don't get those, but I do want her to have the hair. At least she's full-bodied, you know. All over. But yeah, I do have the guy that comes with her, but
the Trobbit.
I don't have her. It's Balkar. Yeah.
I feel it's funny. I feel like I've seen that same Trobbit in stores before.
Really?
So I feel like people have kept Mara but not kept the Trobbit or something.
Yeah, well, he also was re-released with the other figures as well.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. So it wasn't just with her.
Okay.
And I forgot who he came with at the second round. But Galoob, they made those, and back in 1983, after He-Man became popular, because that cartoon, of course, was prior.
Yeah.
Right.
Done by Filmation. It's a fantastic cartoon. 13 episodes. And I love it.
It's amazing.
It's very short, but it was really well done.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch.
For sure.
Yep.
And we're gonna keep our eyes out for this for you. Okay.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And you know, you could probably, this is something I thought about for the Millennium Falcon. If I could just get pieces here and there, I could eventually put it together. So
sometimes I do that. Yeah. I'll buy parts.
Yeah.
It's expensive after a while. That's why you got to go with the full complete. Sometimes you can get, let's just make it easy. You can find a complete figure for $50.
Yeah.
Or you can find it in parts, but you end up spending $70 just to get all the parts, with shipping and all that stuff. So it's sometimes I hold out. Plus, I'm very stickler on condition.
Oh,
A lot of these come all marked up or dirty, or she's got rubbed off paint and stuff. I can't handle that. It bugs me. Yeah. Yeah. Discoloration. I don't like that.
I don't mind a little wear and tear on the figures I buy used, but because it sort of adds, I feel like it adds character. But when it comes to things like this, that, you know, if it's if it's too worn, it's too worn, you know,
Yeah,
especially
yep.
with stickers and things like that too.
Yep.
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 Yeah, I love a well-loved toy, but it's, you know, so many toys, especially older ones from these ages. It's one of those things where, like, you know, they seem chewed, you know,
Yeah.
chewed up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My
Yeah.
rat more back here is in real bad shape, but I still love it.
Yeah, I got all my old He-Man figures. They're all messed up, but I have collectible ones that I have all the vintage. But I that's just me. They have to be almost perfect for me to buy them.
I
So,
get it. I
yeah,
totally get it, man.
it's just my brain.
I get it.
Yeah.
Next on your list, this I was drooling over.
Oh,
I didn't know this existed, so when I
Yeah.
saw this, I was like, dude, Bobby.
That's a Hot Toys 1/6 scale General Ursus from Planet of the Apes. That came out in 2009, and that's the year I had to relocate from Chicago to Phoenix.
Oh,
And
man.
I didn't buy anything for a few years after that. So I
Right.
regret it because now that's like $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for it for a long time, and it's hard to find on eBay also. And it's always $2,000 or something. And I just can't, I want it so bad because he looks beautiful. And I can't I got tons of Planet of the Apes figures from NECA to Medicom. I got the Mego figures, the vintage Mego.
Yeah.
But that one looks so right out of the movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Ursus was always my favorite.
Yep.
From that movie, from the first
Yeah.
movie. And I loved it. I loved his face. I loved everything about it. So seeing him just takes me back to being a kid and just being awestricken by this character.
And if you want to see him without the makeup, he's in Barney Miller. If you ever watched that show,
That's right.
Yep.
And you can hear it in his voice. You know, hey Barn. You know.
Yep. He's not nearly as handsome in Barney Miller as he is here.
No.
Yeah. Brick Something knows he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
He is gorgeous. I mean,
Yes. Yep.
and you know what? Part of what made him awesome was his outfit. You know, look at that outfit. I mean, so there were two. I was like, I wanted to dress up like this guy for Halloween. I also wanted to dress up like Beastman for Halloween, and it had to do not just with the character but the outfit too. Oh yeah, look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, that's the NECA version.
Yeah.
But his helmet, you know, it's just so cool, and I love it. And the Mego figure, the original Mego, he didn't have the helmet, and it was just like looked like an ape. But but they remade him again with that kind of close. But yeah, and I got that and the Medicom figures, the ones that came out in Japan only.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got all that. I got that whole set as well, and they look really good too, but not as good as that. That 1/6 figure is just fantastic. I wish I can get it. So I love Planet of the Apes. That's like my thing besides Masters. So
yeah.
Right.
And I'm gonna say it now. I love it more than Star Wars, and I think it's better than Star Wars. But don't shoot me.
No one's gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
We don't judge around here.
Yeah.
That first Planet of the Apes movie is smarter than Star Wars. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's such a like genius idea. I don't know if and this is just my opinion, but I've watched all the Planet of the Apes movies many times, and the rest of the sequels are sometimes great, but also sometimes not great. And
yeah, they're not as great as the first movie, of course, but the whole story, and it's a circle.
Oh yeah,
you know,
sure.
and it's just like it can start over and keep going around and around.
I know.
It's great. And even the TV show is awesome.
Oh, the TV show is fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. I just finished watching it over the summer.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. I got them all on DVDs, so I pop them in all the time. I just love it too much.
I just love that, especially the TV show more so than the movies. They're the rural locations. They're California.
Yes. Yep.
California. It's like I feel hot watching those episodes. Like
yeah.
you just feel the heat coming off.
You should feel me. I'm watching it in the middle of the summer. And
exactly. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I love them.
Oh, here we go. Bricks. I was just gonna say this. Brick something. Conquest. Conquest is
Yep.
awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. And then H.P. Brown Craft. Before Star Wars, we had Planet of the Apes and Logan's Run. That's
Yep.
absolutely right.
Yep.
I love Logan's Run too.
Yes.
Yeah, this is great. Beautiful. All right, what's next here? Now, this. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, what were you going to say? I want to hear what you have to say.
I remember when this line came out, it was impossible to find the blank.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll tell you why.
Go for it.
Do you know it? Do you know why?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason why is because in the movie, the characters changed, because I'm a huge Dick Tracy fan. I
Yeah.
have all the volumes of the complete Chester Gould comic strips from 31 to 77, and the blank, he's a separate character from Breathless Mahoney.
Yeah.
In the movie, they put them together because it's Madonna.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when they stopped, Disney told Playmates not to send it out because they didn't want to spoil the movie, where she takes off her mask and it's the blank ends up being Madonna. So they held off on it, but then the toy line didn't do good, and they only sold them in Canada. So that's why you couldn't find them.
Mm-hmm.
But that figure on card, when I wrote it down, I think it's between $2,500 to $4,000.
Yep.
Holy moly!
Yeah, and it's a real rare figure. But I got them all loose, and I have them all uncarded. But I don't have that figure.
Nice.
And I would love to get it, but like I said, my 3 grails, I probably won't be able to afford to get those.
Yeah.
But I would love to have it to finish off that collection.
For many years, the Tramp, not many years, but for a few years, the Tramp, when the controversy was, we don't want to be selling an action figure of a kidnapper, homeless man,
right?
He was worth a lot of money too, and I was stoked because I had him, and I was like, great. And now you can find a carded Tramp for like $45. It's
not even
sometimes, and that's really interesting how that works. There was such controversy with him, and then suddenly it's like, it's not such a big deal.
No, and he made a lot of those. That's why he's not that expensive. So when they discontinued them, there were still thousands of those out there.
Yeah,
I got 2 of them, so
that's cool.
Yeah, he's not that. You could pretty much get the whole set, I think, for like $80. I think.
Oh yeah, they're affordable.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a few of them, but they're not complete in any way.
Okay. That's all right, though. You just look at the characters. They're great. There's not a lot of Dick Tracy stuff out there, So, I mean, I know these are from the movie, but they still look close to their comics as well.
Well, yeah, because if I remember correctly, they didn't have a lot of the stuff from the movie, so they were basing a lot of the earlier concepts of the figures on the comics, the old comic strips. And then later they were told certain details, but they didn't have a whole lot before the movie came out. So they kind of had to wing it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great toy line. I know that a lot of people think they're ugly and stuff, but I'm a big fan of Dick Tracy, so I just like having the characters.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too. I seen it at the theater when it came out.
Yeah, me too, man.
I never really thought of the figures as ugly, because they all had like, the characters in the comic and the characters in the movie and everything like that, they have personality.
Yes.
And the look is part of that personality.
Yes.
And it translated to the toys so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was Playmates, so it was kind of like supposed to be all like janky looking and everything else.
Yeah.
That was how they did things. But that was because Mattel started doing that more action posed look with Masters, and that's
you can have your Masters figures and the Dick Tracy figures and your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures all hanging out in the same playset, and it's great.
Yeah, they scale pretty well together.
Thanos Copter. I won tickets to the premiere of that movie. That's
Wow.
awesome. That's
Awesome.
so cool.
That's great.
Flat Top was my favorite. He was just
Yeah.
badass and so weird.
Absolutely.
So cool. William Forsythe, right? The actor.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's
So
that's my 3.
fantastic 3. These are great. And I know that you guys probably had a lot more to throw into this conversation, but we can talk about those a little bit in a little.
Sure.
So let's get to Oz. I'm taking it off so I can scroll back
Sure.
to your slides.
Save the big one for the very end if you
Oh,
can.
okay. I'll do
Oh,
that.
big one.
Well, all of mine are play sets, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Except for the middle one, right? Oh, so I'm seeing the middle one, but is that there's 2 play sets.
Right, but they go together, kind of thing.
Okay, so I'll start with the
We'll start with that one actually, if you can, if you
one
want.
that's not obviously a play set.
Yeah, yeah.
This one,
Dino Riders.
Dino Riders.
This toy line captivated me
Yeah,
so much. I loved it. The look of the dinosaurs, the idea of riding them, period, was awesome.
yeah, right.
And just the look, and I mean, at the time, this was considered as realistic as you can get, to the point where the line was discontinued, but the Smithsonian wanted the molds.
Jeez.
And you could actually, for several years after the line died out, still get just the dinosaurs
Oh,
from Smithsonian Toys because they were still making the
it's so
dinosaurs.
cool. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, they did a whole lineup, a couple of waves, all the way through till they started getting into Ice Age. But by then, they started kind of dying out.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is that this had a cartoon, but it wasn't like a cartoon like, He-Man or like Ninja Turtles. It was a very limited run. And these guys were just so incredible. And I love the little aliens of like the Rulons, the bad guys with them. Like you had some with like insect heads, some
Mhm.
with snake heads, some with alligator heads. Like they were all so weird and just individual, and the color schemes were neat. Like there was just so much about these toys that I absolutely loved.
Yeah. There.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, and the T-Rex was so iconic that that T-Rex is what the one from Toy Story is modeled after, just not looking as menacing. But
Oh,
that
I see
hunched,
that.
squat look that T-Rex has is, that's what they were putting for the T-Rex in Toy Story.
That's
What?
awesome.
When did that line come out? I don't know this one.
Oh, oh my God, I think it was like 89 or 90. I'd
Oh,
have to
okay.
look it up again. Um,
And I never saw these in the store because 89, 90, I was venturing down the toy aisle just a little bit less by then.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I don't even go down aisles anymore.
yeah. Um, and would they fit with as Fish Tropic Canada? Welcome, by the way, Fish Tropic Canada. Good to see you back. Would they fit well with Motu?
Not unless you wanted to have a whole bunch of little people.
They're small.
The figure scale for these are like smaller than even GI Joe. They're like 2 to 3 inches,
Oh,
like
wow.
not 3.75 to 4.
Oh, okay. All right.
88, 1988.
Okay.
Well, Master
Um,
Versal Toy Hunter's a fan. I had Emperor Kulos and the good guy leader as
yeah,
a lad. Maybe planning T-Rex with Emperor Kulos cosplay soon.
Huh.
Cosplay.
nice,
I always
nice.
mispronounce cosplay.
But yeah, I mean, like these guys were just incredible. And when I say they're all play sets, it's because like honestly, like the size and scale of the dinosaurs versus the action figures, they were play sets. Cause like these dinosaurs were pretty sizable. Not quite as big as some of the bigger Jurassic Park toys
Right,
today,
right.
but they were pretty huge. And there was a lot of them that had electronic features. And as you can see, like it might be a little hard to see in some of those pictures, but the here, I'll tell you what, actually. Uh,
Big Nate Bricks, welcome
yes.
to it. And he says Dino and Mask were about the same scale.
Mask again, yeah, like the figures were a little bit bigger with Mask. Like these
Wow.
guys were really tiny. If again, this is later for the two of you, but like Exo Squad in the 90s,
Mm.
like they had like the almost this those guys had like the same articulation as GI Joe, but they were like slightly shorter than how big your GI Joe figures were.
Oh,
And
okay.
and that's like the same thing with these, but these guys had more like the Kenner 5-point articulation. They were just again slightly smaller.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
But that
cool.
it was because they wanted to make the dinosaurs look a little bit bigger. It was a little bit
Right.
easier to
Right.
fit them in the different seats and stuff like that. But yeah, they had all kinds of different armor pieces that went on, firing missiles. Some parts came with like terrain and traps and stuff like that, like you can see on some of the figures at the top. Um, and I only ever had like a handful of these. I didn't have a lot, and I never had any of the larger ones.
The
Mine were like all the
Brontosaurus.
smaller to mid scale.
That Brontosaurus looks amazing.
Yes. Oh my
Are,
God,
are
yes.
they hard to get now?
Extremely hard to get and
Yeah.
extremely expensive.
Okay.
You can, like I said, the dinosaurs are a little bit easier to get because again, the Smithsonian was still making the dinosaurs a couple years after um like they were still making those dinosaurs all the way up until about Jurassic Park came out.
Hmm.
So yeah, like the dinosaurs are a little bit easier to come by. But because there are so many parts to these, like those are all like all little individual pieces of armor and pods. Like, you had to build a lot of this to put onto these guys.
Wow.
Looks like there's a lot of like snap together pieces.
Hmm.
Yep, that's cool. I'm with Bobby a little bit. Like I just didn't. I'd heard about them, but I just didn't ever really uh, get to see them or in person outside of packaging or hardly even on the shelves. But like seeing
Yeah.
these images here, that like I just keep going to that Brontosaurus. I'm like that thing's badass.
Yeah. Yeah. They are really, really cool.
Oh, and Brick something. Never had Dino Riders, but was in love with them from afar. Can't wait for Cyberzoic from Creative Beast Studio. Closest I'll get. I'm thinking, yeah.
They've re released, and when I say re released, you can order it, I think, from Big Bad Toy Store. They've got like this Rulon pack, which was the name of the bad guys. The But the weird part about it, they're like small, like army men,
Oh, okay.
and like they come with like a couple of the dinosaurs. You could buy multiple sets, but you get all the same dinosaurs, and it's not a whole lot of variety there.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. These things are really amazing, though.
Oh, you want to this? So shall we move to the next one?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know which one you have up next for the next one.
I'm just gonna go for this one.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Now
So
this I recognize.
yeah, yeah. The Sectar's Hive
Yes.
is such a versatile playset in for so many ways because like it scaled kind of well with your Motu because it was so huge. For me, it always kind of like to me it seemed like it was an extension of the Fright Zone, and
Totally.
also in a lot of ways too. Like again, I'm a big fan of Aliens, and like it just reminds me of like the walls from the Hive and Aliens,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and yeah, when you're talking about almost a 4-foot play set, like the
Yeah.
scaling of this thing is not small at all. Like you can't even see the top parts of it in this picture. And you see how big that is next to this person's couch.
Right.
There's definitely some, like you said, aliens. There's definitely some H.R. Geiger vibes going on here with this. It's great. And Joe
this is-
Otto, welcome to it. Good to see
Oh,
you.
motto, hey.
What's up, Joe?
What is this Motu there? We're not gonna talk about Motu at all after this point, okay?
No,
Joe?
he just doesn't like it's being said Motu. He'd rather go with Masters of the Universe.
Okay, I
So
apologize.
he won't even say
Joe.
my handle. He'll just say vintage blah 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 blah.
Vintage Masters of the Universe.
But, yeah, I got a toy shop that has that hive. That box is huge. It's in the box. It's huge.
Oh yeah. This thing is massive. Like I said, like you can't even see the top portion of it. And again, this is only half of it because when you flip it over to the other side, you've got an entire other side of the play set. Like, there was so much with this thing, and it's a grail, and it's expensive and almost, again, virtually impossible to find with all the components for complete. Like you can get the shell, you can get that overall shell, no problem. But to get it with like all the little doors, the ladder, and like the dock and the crane at the top, this thing is like virtually impossible to find.
I love that it's just taking the idea of a puppet coming through a cave straight from Fright Zone.
Right.
But it's really gorgeous. Now, does it fold open?
No, it's just one side is this side, and then the other side of it's an interior that has like some cardboard cutout stuff. Very similar to Castle Grayskull in that matter as far as the cardboard slots. But it had like a second floor and like some ladders and stuff that it can climb up to the top and everything. It's just a really neat playset. This one's also missing, like beneath that door, you see like that little hole there, and there was even like another little bug creature puppet that came out of that. It was like more like a small finger puppet than a whole hand puppet there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like this thing was just very unique. I never had one as a kid. I didn't even have too many of the Sectar figures, except for like a loose one here and there, picked up from like the flea market or something that never came with its stuff. And I just thought they kind of looked neat. They reminded me kind of Guyver. I knew what Guyver was, but I didn't know what Sectars were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never owned any myself.
And they were neat. They were really neat. It was a great idea. I kind of wish it had taken off a little bit more. But now to like try and find like the puppets and stuff like that, most of them are like falling apart. They did not hold up well over the years.
Yeah, I'd like to get a good copy of the 5-episode cartoon, but
I think I know a place.
Oh, really? I've seen it on YouTube, but I think it's ripped off from the VHS, so it's not great quality. So I'd like to see a good version of it.
Yeah.
We might have to do that in Saturday morning cartoons at night.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. There you go.
Snake Mountain. Oh, that's a different thing.
Yeah, Snake Mountain After Dark.
That's right. Don't steal that, Joe.
Joe.
Too
I'll
late.
let you use it if you can get me that carded deluxe battle armor faker.
Wait a minute! I already told you I got that trademarked. That's mine. I own that name.
Okay, there you go.
I'm saying it's okay.
Oh, here you go. This is what. If you have a good version of the episodes, please share for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And then Thanos Copter. This is what I was thinking too. Buying these at having been used, so many children's hands in them, right? Like so many people's hands in these like sweaty little like pizza grease hands inside these puppets. Probably deteriorates them over time too. So it must be hard to find some of these creatures in good condition.
I always call them poop fingers.
Poop, totally. I said
you never know what's been inside there.
All right, you ready for the last one? This was another thing that was new to me, that when Oz sent the pictures, I was like, God, these guys are cool. Bobby and Oz sending me all this awesome stuff. Here we go. Now
This is
this is,
just
let me
one.
see, there's several versions. Let's start with the front.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
so cool.
So if anybody's familiar, like if you go into a craft store, uh, they've got Schleich figures,
Oh yeah, I got
Mhm.
and
some. Yep.
those are those, like, they're not really posable. I mean, they've gotten some articulation in them now, but they're not very articulated and stuff. This is a playset for their Knights collection, and this one's called Schleich's Big Knights Castle. It's discontinued.
Mm,
Um, but when I was looking for compatible play sets with 5.5, now mind you, the Schleich figures and stuff like that that come with this are about 4-inch scale.
mhm, mhm.
Okay. So that it's not 100% to scale when it comes to interiors of the play set for 5.5. However, I have seen for a fact that you can fit Masters of the Universe, Joe,
Go to.
5.5 figures inside the jail, inside the tower. They got a duck under doorways, which if we've everybody's seen that, we know the original He-Man figures couldn't even fit through the doorway to Castle Grayskull in the prototype.
Yeah.
But this front gate here, the with the um, drawbridge down, almost wanted to call it the jaw bridge, but it's not a
Right,
jaw.
right.
That is big enough for the entire battle ram to drive through with a figure standing on the back and sitting on it. That's how big this thing is. And it just it looks like it could be like a front gate to Castle Grayskull, and then almost like this prison tower with it. But to get one of these complete, it costs. And like you can see from this picture, that little like rock on the side, there's like a little breakaway area because that covers up that hole in the side of the little underneath the
Oh
dungeon.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and with just a little bit of paint app, this thing fits right in with your Castle Grayskull totally.
yeah. Apply some green to those bricks, and shoot,
Hmm.
got this additional side. You could put it next to your Grayskull playset on the side that doesn't have a side, and have
Right,
this there.
right. And there's a couple other Schleich play sets too that kind of work around with it, and you can make some really neat custom stuff out of. But I've had my eye on this thing ever since Origins came out because it's like I'd love to add this to it. But again, it's pricey to get it complete. And
Yeah,
even if you're searching for this thing by name, Schleich's Big Knight Castle, some things are listed as the Big Knight Castle, but it's not. It's like the Rittenbach Castle or something like that because
right.
they've got other knights' castles. So you
Yep.
got to be real careful that when you're looking for it, you're looking for this version of it where they've got it built into the rocks and everything like that, because that gives it that very organic
Yeah,
Castle Grayskull type feel. Which is funny because again, it's like I want this strictly to go with my Masters of the Universe figures. I have no interest in the Schleich toys whatsoever.
yeah. Right,
I,
right.
I mean, they're pretty cool. They make some neat mounts and dragon creatures and stuff like that that would look neat next to Beastman or something. But
It
um,
also go
they've
pretty well with this.
right.
Oh,
Well, you
goodness.
just got to buy those new Masters of the Universe little people.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about those. This is fantastic. I get drooly looking at this. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so if you can find it, if you find somebody selling it, have you seen any prices out there?
Upwards of $300 for complete.
Hmm,
Talking almost $600 in box.
yeah,
I was looking at it today, of course, because I was getting you pictures, and there's a couple people that are selling it for a little bit more reasonably, but it's never complete.
yeah,
And it's like, could I miss a couple parts? Sure, but by the time I add on the rest of the parts to it, I'd be paying more than if I bought it just complete.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do have a Schleich castle. It's not that one, but
right.
I have a few of the knights and some dragons and stuff because me and my son were gonna make a diorama one at the time, and I
Yeah,
bought all this stuff and we just never did it. But it's all stocked in the closet upstairs. But I don't know which one it is, but it does have the two towers on each side, and it's just more of like a big gray wall. And
yeah.
I don't remember the name of it though.
It sounds more like they're written bot, but it could have just been um because they reuse a couple of things when
Yeah,
they re-release with different sets. That might have just been part of the Knights set when that was out.
it could be. Yeah,
Um,
I
but
think I
then
bought it like 8 9 years ago. I can't remember.
yeah,
It's been
yeah,
a
it
while.
sounds about right.
Master Versal Toy Hunter says, I prefer Popo than Schleich. And our oldest daughter used to just collect. She loved collecting the Schleich dinosaurs, but now she feels like Popo's a little bit better. I remember the Schleich being awesome, but I guess
Hmm.
Popo's kind of like taken over or something. But
Probably it's like really that same concept though, like high detail,
yeah,
but more just like a figurine than an action figure kind of thing. But like what Bobby was saying, like buying them to make dioramas and stuff like that.
yeah,
I mean, it's really cool. And like you look at all those individual pieces that come with this thing,
so cool.
it's huge. They had one where it was like wooden spiked like walls and stuff like that. And I thought, that'd be kind of cool as like almost like an add-on gate to Snake Mountain even.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this more brick and stone thing, put a gate to Castle Grayskull, and then like a very barbaric wooden spiked thing for Snake Mountain. I thought it'd be neat.
Man,
But again, it's all pricey stuff.
yeah. Pipe dreams, folks. Pipe dreams.
That's what it's
Yeah.
all about, baby. That's what makes it a grail.
Have you guys mentioned Castle Zendo yet? I love that set, but lost it in the move years ago.
Hmm.
No, we have not mentioned that yet.
I can pull it up now.
Yeah,
'Cause,
we'll have to have you on, Joe, and talk about Castle Zendo.
next grail episode.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this thing looks neat.
Everybody, look it up.
I'm looking at it right now. You want me to share a screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm deciding whether I want to show it in box or whether I want to show it out of box because this
All right,
thing's
Joe,
small.
you want to see it in box or out of box? We'll wait for Joe to get back to us on that while you're getting it set up. Thanos Copter says, my biggest grail right now is Nordor. Yeah, pretty cool. And Brick Something says, it's fun. Yes, it is fun.
I want to now that they're getting back into the D&D stuff. I want to see. I would absolutely love to see D&D Fortress of Fangs again.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Joe says, inbox. Inbox.
Inbox. All right, I'm going to try to find the clearest picture of the box that I can because it's like they all look great when they're small, and then as it gets bigger, it's like, oh, that's not as good looking.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
All right, open image in a new tab. Let me take a look at that one. I could probably zoom in a little bit more on this. Let's see if I hit Control Plus. Yeah,
Make sure
okay.
it's the right screen.
Oh, can't show that one.
Oh, Joe says, okay, do both. All right. All right.
Okay. Well, here we go. First, let me. We'll just do window and this
Oh, Joe,
modular.
I got you over here.
I'm still waiting
All
for
right,
that
Skell.
autographed mask.
Uh-oh. Where is
Oh. All right, you got it, Skelly. Can you pop it in there?
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yo, that is beautiful. I have seen this before. Yeah, that is amazing.
I saw it as a kid, but never realized. Like, I do remember seeing this now. And here's, let's see, open.
the colors on this thing, just gorgeous.
Right? Kind of like almost remind you of creepy crawlers in some way, like that green and
Jeez.
that
Yeah,
purple.
yeah.
Yeah.
But look at that thing. Can you
That
go
would
full
go,
screen with it?
that would go really good with my new Frankenberry.
Oh, you know he's living in this place. Him, Count Chocula, Booberry, the Fruit Boot, Mummy Wrap.
Yeah.
They're all in there. And it's like even got this backside. I can't find a good picture of the backside of it, unfortunately. This is about as best we can get.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Everybody get close to your screens.
Please.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
Look
it's
at
not a whole lot, but I mean, it's enough. Like you got 3 floors of play here.
that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
really cool looking.
Looks like medieval times. The place we
much.
go neat.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, I love that
Especially-
place.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
Joe, thanks for bringing that one up because I knew I'd seen it before. I mean, I didn't know I had seen it before, but when I saw the picture, I was like, yeah, I've seen that before, but I didn't know the name of it. So that's
Yeah.
great.
Here was another cool one with like the bunch of the figures around it.
Oh, that's cool.
But again, it's very grainy, and
Yeah.
the closer I get, it doesn't get any better.
That's
But
okay. That's
yeah.
very cool.
And you know what? It's funny because bringing this up made me think of another one that I loved. See who remembers these.
Oh, yeah, I remember those toys, but I didn't know they had a play set.
Yes.
We're
I
learning here,
loved
folks. We're learning.
I loved Supernaturals. These, like, I absolutely loved these guys. And this was their play set.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
there wasn't a whole lot to it. So, like, you could put your bigger guys on the back side of this, and there was like a little stand for them to stand, and then they saw out the top of these windows. The littler ones you put on the front on the outside, and then this opened up the portal to the other side.
That's-
When you open it up, it had all that. I always thought it'd be kind of fun to like use this as almost like a scare glow kind of place.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I used to love these figures as a kid. I thought they were like the coolest thing. This guy right here, I had this one, the little pinkish one up in the front.
Uh-huh.
And I had a couple more. I just don't remember what colors they were because the cloaks, like these plastic cloaks, you can see more on the orange one here. These outer ones came off,
Uh-huh.
and the insides, like they didn't have arms or anything. And after a while, that was all I ended up with.
No,
Yeah.
the inserts.
Always
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. But these things, these were so cool. I loved them. I thought they were great.
Yeah. Again, great colors. Like that's what we love. It's one of the things that I love about collecting toys is all the variety and combinations of colors and weird designs and strange choices by the toy makers
Yeah.
and to have a cloak that goes over a little piece of plastic that has a hologram sticker and you take the cloak off and the arms are gone come off too. Like that's such a weird design choice. But it has a purpose, you know, and it's still cool.
Yeah. Sad part is though, because that the way those holograms are, trying to find those now where you can actually still see the holograms,
Yeah,
they're like toast. They
Yeah.
just don't
Jeez.
look right anymore.
right.
A lot of people come across that with the Visionaries toys too.
Yeah.
You know, I want to share a grail that I did not know I had until today, and Gamer Bud sent it our way. The Skelevator action figure.
It's
So
awesome.
Gamer Bud, that's awesome that you made this. That's great. Now a grail piece of mine.
Actually, Gamerbud, if you could find that Goldberg head and pop it on that Beast Man behind there, it would look just like the show.
I'm not going on Evil Inn.
No, we
Oh
gotta get-
no, that's a good point. That's a good
All
point.
right,
You
so
got to get
Bobby,
the trap
what's
jaw
the-
on the
what-
other side.
There you
Yeah,
go.
what action figure would you want your head to be on? What Masters of the Universe figure would you want your head to be on?
Well, I wouldn't go with Trapjaw because I don't have a robotic arm, but Zodak.
Zodak. All right,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
There it is. All right, you heard it.
Stratos. Never mind, Stratos for you Stratos
That's right.
haters.
Oh
Some
yeah,
wing.
there you go. Gray Stratos or mini comic Stratos?
Well, it'd probably have to be mini comics so my face matches the skin.
What
Yeah.
about the blue beard? You know, just dye that up a little
blue
bit.
beard.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
We'll get the
gray.
blue
Mine's
beard
gray.
Stratos. So
Well,
it's got
since it's gray, it'll take the blue dye easier.
Probably, yeah.
right.
But
Yeah.
it'll match the hair I used to have when I was younger.
At one point in time, I had blue hair as well, so I feel you on that.
Well, the punk rock days, man. You know.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. I did the mohawk for a brief period of time there.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, this is great. Any so something we didn't really talk about was GamerBud said he'd be Montana all day. Yep.
Yep.
I get it.
Nice.
It'd be cool to have 4 legs. It really would.
I'd probably
think they
trip
get in
over
the
them.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, last thought from each of you tonight. Like what and we don't have to show it or anything like that, but if you want to show it, you can. But what Grail pieces in recent years, which Grail piece in recent years have you been able to find?
Oh, I'll show this one off. I can
Yeah,
pull it up
recent
real-
years. Mine would be more like 90s, if that's okay.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
and one that you have in your collection that you were able to find.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want to go first, Oz?
and when I
No,
said
you go ahead, Bobby,
like,
because I think I have some pictures of it already that I can bring up
Okay.
without having to Google anything.
Yeah, I got 2 of them here.
cool.
Back in '93, I know I'm old, but I used to collect out of this Toy Shop magazine. It used to be a big like newspaper magazine,
Yeah.
and that's how you bought toys off market from other people. And I was able to find this yak face.
Oh,
I got it for $30
nice.
back then. It's
Oh,
from Kenner Star Wars
geez.
vintage.
oh my God.
I don't have the weapon, but I have yak face,
I'm so jealous.
and I got the blue snaggletooth.
Oh, geez. Why do you have to do this to me?
Well, I didn't want to show Masters, so much because I show it all the time. I got
Yeah, yeah.
all of it.
That's funny.
But,
'Cause my Grail is also Star Wars too, but yeah, that's those are great, man.
Yeah, because that's when I started to get back into collecting. Was 1993. After I quit playing music with my bands and stuff, I started changing. I had a job and stuff, so I started making some money, and I wanted to get back in some of the figures I never had before, and then it just blossomed since then. But those are like the first few I got from that magazine that I bought.
Yeah.
One lady I called, I was dumb, thinking that she lived in Los Angeles because it had LA next to her address, but it was actually Louisiana. I'm calling at midnight saying, no, it's only 9 o'clock at night there. So I woke her up and I said, hey, what about this figure? Well, I'll put it in the bubble mailer. I still remember the conversation. But, yeah, I felt bad. I was like, oh man, I called Louisiana, not LA, like Los Angeles. I was so stupid.
No, that's and $30 in '93, $40 in '93 is a lot of money.
That was a lot of
especially if
money.
you're just getting into a job and you're just getting started,
But it beats $1,000 now, though.
Oh, shoot, that's exactly where I was going with this. It's like, my goodness.
Yeah, because $1,000 is a heck of a lot more than what $40 was worth back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. GamerBud, Holy Grail, he got that he used to have as a kid was a GoBots Road Ranger MR18. And then I used to think it was a Hot Wheels Optimus Prime. That's cool. I actually I should have put this one in there too, but the GoBots, I can't remember the name of this GoBots figure, but the tank, the green, it's like the dark green army tank GoBots figure.
Yep.
I never had him as a kid. I always wanted him. I still want him to this day, and I can never remember the name of that figure.
Yeah, I got a few GoBots. I used to like GoBots better than Transformers.
Fist bump. I
Look,
love robots, man.
Yeah.
I thought they were neat. I just don't think I ever thought I'd ever hear the Grail and GoBots in the same sentence.
That's so
Well,
funny.
some GoBots are expensive now, you know.
They are, because they
Yeah.
were much
But
more limited.
yeah, they're fun. I remember growing. I loved the cartoon, and
Break
So,
something.
it
Oh,
was easier to get.
old bands.
mm,
We're not going to talk about our old bands yet. Maybe we'll do an episode on that.
Ha, there you
that's
go.
that's for Snake Mountain After Dark Patreon
Yeah.
exclusive. You're in.
Brick's already in there. Brick's already in there.
All right, so I tried to look up Tank GoBot, and all I'm getting is the one blue guy, like Psykill's
No.
second in command.
That'd be Chopper or
Right.
Copter. I mean, Copter.
Copter.
Chopper.
Well, like I can see in the one photo, he's like next to Copter. Here, let me share screen again. Because then I've also got to bring up the picture of my Grail that I bought within recent years. We'll just go entire screen this time.
Yeah, Destroyer. Destroyer was his name.
Okay.
Destroyer. Okay.
Destroyer. HP Brown Sauce Craft. My GoBots always got really loose quickly, which sucked. Yes, that's
Yeah, they did. Yep.
That's part of what I loved about them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I totally
it's
had
true.
Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple. I still have Royalty and I have Pathfinder.
Ah, cool. That's
I don't think I
nice.
have any more. I used to have a few more of those, but they're lost.
I will get a Destroyer. I will.
Yep.
It'll be the only GoBot I have, but it will be the one that I get.
Yeah, I still want to get a Psykill. All right, the one I really want to get back is Screwhead. That's always one
Oh,
of my
yeah.
favorites. Yeah.
And you just said Psykill, and that's the one that I did have. Like,
Yeah.
and so that's now I got to get that too. I think.
Yeah. My friend across
Well-
the street had that, the one that had all the toys.
Yeah. Yep.
I got news for you, Skelevator. You could pick up Destroyer in box for $50 on eBay.
That's not bad.
You
That's
could
not
get
bad.
them. You get them incomplete out of box for as low as $8.50
Yeah, he's affordable without the
without the gun.
without the gun. I made it a
Yeah.
note. But yeah. Hey, look, you're looking at it right now.
Yep, that's how I was bringing it up for you. But yeah,
Oh,
this one
yeah.
right here, brand new in box, $50.
Well, there's one with box for 40.
It's Mercari. I don't
Oh.
always trust Mercari. I trust eBay more than I trust Mercari.
Well, maybe next month. I'm gonna put
There
it.
you go.
Brick something.
I
Buy
have to
now.
donate to it.
I know. Yeah. I'll put it on my wish list. That's cool.
That's what I have to do. What did the OnlyFans girls do? They got the wish list on Amazon.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got a Snake Mountain After Dark wish list. You buy us these, we'll be naughty on After Dark. We'll use potty mouth.
Yeah. No.
All right, so this is what I want to share as one of my grails that I recently bought, and the whole reason I got it was because of my son. The Alien Hive playset for the Kenner's Aliens toy line. This
Oh,
thing
yeah.
Yeah.
was stupid rare, and I managed to get it brand new in box with plastic straight from the factory.
Oh, that's so cool.
$395.
Wow.
But there's a look at the alien. I always like the alien that came out with the actual toy line did not look like the Queen Alien from the movie. So if you look, this Queen Alien looks a lot more like the movie version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the
And
other one.
yeah, me too. As a matter of
Yeah,
fact,
I
I've got,
sold them a couple years ago.
Mm.
hang on a sec. I've actually got, is it in this? No, it's not in this one. Here we go. We got the Flying Queen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And here she is. Oh, nope, that's the king. By the way, my son has this entire toy line now.
It's
Good.
begging for green slime, Brick something says. I agree.
I actually, yeah, here is that queen figure as we speak. And again, as you can see, she looks a lot more like her representation from the movie.
Yeah, she
Yep.
does.
Yep.
Because the other toy, the tail's very loose, but it's got that whole swishing
Yeah.
action. And yeah. Oh, I love showing off these alien toys. Here she is. Here's the original queen that came with the line. So this is the one that everybody had that was on
Oh,
shelves,
Yep.
and she did not represent the queen that we saw in the movie. Like, she was still bigger than the other figures in the line, but and she still got that twisting tail
oh
action.
yeah. Cool.
And these things never stayed in after a couple of pumps, but the shooting mouth.
Yeah.
So this thing here, though, I didn't realize. I'm surprised this playset ever made it to toy shelves. So here's a little, for some reason, out of the egg, because you can see they've sculpted eggs into the base of this playset.
Yeah.
This is like the chest burster, and you push the little lever here, and this thing pops out of the egg. Now that's not so twisted. And just showing off more of the details of the eggs. Now that was a bad picture of it, but you can see there, here's a person cocooned into
Oh
this.
yeah. I see
Oh, wow.
Because here's the little foot peg, and this is where the slime comes down from what's supposed to be the egg sac. There's another one. This is not the same one. That's a different person cocooned in there. You can even see the hand up here.
Hmm.
There's another one. It's a Marine. The goggles are here. This is the face. Like, this is the mouth. These are the eyes. Again, it's not the best in this picture.
That's cool.
And on top here, there is a sculpted face hugger
I see
on
it.
the
Yeah.
top of the egg sac. So just all those crazy different details that they sculpted into this thing. I didn't realize that. But like, with all those different, again, this is a toy playset that was made for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And that is dark, man. That is really dark.
Well, the whole idea that they made toys for Alien when that first movie came out is kind of preposterous to begin with. But I, when we look at all the other toy lines that are made from horror franchises now, I guess it's not such a big deal. But yeah, it's a little crazy how uh, how that particular franchise R-rated films became such popular toys for the little ones.
And Predator as well. Like,
Yeah,
again,
Predator too.
my son has all those because of
Yeah.
me too. I was
Um,
watching what was it, The Predator one morning before
oh,
he was waking up, and it had just come out, and I just kind of rented it to see if I enjoyed it or not. And I'm watching it, and my son comes down, he starts snuggling with me, and he's watching, and he's just like, "This is really cool, Dad." And I was like, "You're not scared of this?" And he's like, "No, this is really cool." I was like, "Okay." And so I started kind of introducing him, and he was like, "These are neat." He goes, "You've got a toy of this, don't you?" Because he saw some on my NECA, and he was like, "I'd like some toys of that." And I was like, "I bet you would, wouldn't you?" So I started looking the prices of the Kenner ones because
that's how it starts,
he
Yeah.
right?
wasn't touching my NECA ones.
That's
So
how it starts. Um, Bullwinkle 80, welcome to it. First time, I think
hey,
it's the first time you've been here with us, so welcome to it. Says Mercari is the only one I use. They really protect both parties in the transaction. Never had an issue.
okay,
Cool, good to know. I've used, and then Gamer Bud, I've used Mercari a lot for Mark McFarlane DC. I bought so far, and I've not had an issue with them. I've never used Mercari. I don't know, but yeah, that's good to hear that some people are having good experiences. I've always just done an eBay for me.
Yep.
And my recent, I guess, well, I got two things here. I already showed this on my channel because I was really excited to find it, but I traded a bunch of toy. I traded a bunch of toys for this,
Wow.
and I've been wanting this complete and in box for a really long time now. And the box was messed up, but the box is still like, it's still display worthy. But this Jabba the Hutt playset is sort of one of my prized possessions now. Speaking of skeletons and rotting corpses, there's one down here underneath Jabba.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but this thing, it's funny. I traded a bunch of Black Series figures for that. And
Choice
then,
well made.
Yeah, I think so too. Vintage is always the best stuff.
vintage is the best, and
Yeah.
that too with Panther. I held off on buying a Panther for ages, and because the flocking is always in really bad shape.
Yep.
But I found this one not too long, about 2 years ago, I guess now. One of the first unboxing videos I did on my channel. I got it for I got it for $20 or
Wow.
Oh
15
wow,
bucks,
Yeah, that's not bad.
that's really great.
which was
Yep.
like shocking. Like eBay's shit. Like eBay can be stressful, but occasionally you'll come across something that's like a ridiculously good deal.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta have patience. That's all.
You gotta have patience. It's
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Yeah, it's just a marketplace. That's prices are going up and down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people just don't care or they don't know and they sell it for whatever. And
Yep.
Exactly.
I've bought stuff that just popped up like all of a sudden. It was on my my watch list and brand new item. Holy crap! This guy's selling it for $10, and usually it's like $40. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Then the next thing I'm trying to find on eBay at a good price is a complete flog, New Adventures flog, vintage. I know Bobby's got one. It makes me so
sorry,
jealous.
I don't mean to be
No, I love it. I love that. The kind of jealousy that happens in these groups is the best kind of jealousy, in my opinion.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to boast. I got all the best stuff.
No, you do have all the best stuff. But yeah, we it's I think I've seen a few flogs without the helmet, without all the stuff for reasonable, but I want to get in like complete.
Yeah, you can find them.
To get that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them. And also the Destroyer too. Gosh, the list just grows.
Well,
It
now
does.
you've seen Destroyer at least a reasonable-ish price for something that is not too easy to find complete.
Yeah, for
So
sure. In a box, and I love the boxes for those GoBots too.
yes.
The card art for the GoBots is always a lot of fun. So what do you think, guys? Shall we call it? This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been a good one. Very good one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always fun to talk about these grails.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where again, like it's always changing.
Yes.
Something new can come out. Jabba's sail barge came out for, a HasLab a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And that thing's definitely like a grail for me, even though I don't even collect the 3.75 Star Wars anymore.
Yep.
Just because I've always wanted to do like a full like Jabba's palace play set, and
Sure.
the sail barge was a big part of that. So like as time goes on, a grail list can grow. It alters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a few more, but it's all stuff that either you wanted as a kid or you had it but lost it, or it was removed from your home or whatever.
Yeah.
I got
Did we get a chance to explore your pipe dream grails, Bobby?
Yeah. Oh, my pipe dream. Well, yeah. We went through our grails, but what do you like? What do you like?
The one that, sorry, I just had like I think I just had a stroke right now. I was thinking, did we talk about the ones that we got? And we did. We just did.
Yeah. I showed you the two
embarrassing.
Star Wars ones. Yeah.
My brain.
No, that's right.
Yeah, this is fun. The Grail stuff is awesome, and as you guys said, like the lists keep growing, and it's hard. Like you decide what you're gonna get next time you get paid, and
Yeah.
and you just keep checking things off the list, and
add more on when you check it off.
exactly,
Right,
You know?
right.
It's
As-
never ending. It's never ending.
As you clear
Previous
out
to
the
this-
real estate on the list, you add back to it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Because then you start thinking, of what else could I get? You know, I haven't even thought about that. You know, because I was like, I want to get that whole Remco McDonald's set that I used to own when I was little.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that. But it's
Oh,
not. I don't
monster.
need it. But it's like I seen one at a antique store here, and it was the whole set. And I'm like, I had this as a kid. I didn't have the play set that came with it, but I
Yeah.
had the figures. But it
Yep.
was like $500, and I was like, that's not a bad price. But I just like I don't need it, and I walked away from it.
Oh,
You know, 10 years later, damn, I should have bought that.
I know,
You know,
All
or
the
whatever.
time.
So,
I've had
all
that.
the time.
That's part of when you collect toys, or when you collect anything, really. That's
Yep.
part of it, right?
Yep.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that 6 months ago. I wish I would have gotten it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens a lot.
And that's why FOMO beats us all the time.
Yes, yes.
Because
Yeah.
we've all had those moments of, I should have,
Yeah,
and you didn't.
yeah.
And it just makes it worse for the next time when you're like, should I? I don't know. And
Yeah.
a lot of times that FOMO wins out.
Yes.
Yeah, because I got
Fear-
the Universal Monsters Remco figures, but I used to have the playset or the the haunted house that comes with it.
Oh my God.
But
yes.
but I don't have the playset no more. It just got torn apart. But I would love to get that, but that's expensive too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I
it
love the
is.
Remco Universal Monsters.
Yep.
And in honor of Joe Amato, we'll say fear of missing out.
Yes.
That's right. Fear of missing out. We can't.
Now,
No
I
more
do.
Motu.
Motu FOMO. So,
Yeah, he goes to bed and he sees it jump over his head. Motu, Motu. And he counts how many times he hears it a day.
exactly. It must haunt him. I do want to mention briefly that somebody who's watched our show in the past, Ganga, has started a Kickstarter for fan art trading cards.
Okay.
And the link, I put the link down below. If you are all interested in supporting this endeavor to do Masters of the Universe, to contribute to this project of Masters of the Universe fan art, Masters of the Universe trading cards. It's a pretty great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
He started this. Go ahead and donate down below to his Kickstarter. It's a pretty brilliant idea because it's artwork made by you. Which brings me to the next thing. On his page is a contact section. You should reach out to him if you want to. You should reach out to him and say you're interested in contributing your fan art of Masters of the Universe characters. So if you're all interested in supporting that, it's a pretty cool creative endeavor. And that link is right down below. We got Motu FOMO LOL. What is ROTFL? What is that one?
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Okay, I don't know. I was like, Return of the Jedi?
That's
No,
what I was
right.
Return of the F and something.
Return of the Florida Man.
Return of. Yeah, no. This is great. This is awesome. Oh, and you know what? John Westby, you've been looking for the 12-inch Cylon complete from Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, at a decent price. I agree. That would be amazing to find.
Yes, definitely.
I saw an incomplete one, or half naked one, I guess we could say,
Right.
at a store not too long ago, and it was pretty pricey. So yeah, that's definitely something.
That is a toy that even like if 90% of the chrome is chipped off, they still have.
Yeah,
Yeah, they still just charge too much for it.
it's beautiful.
It's a gorgeous figure, but
yeah, I used to have that one Stretch Armstrong snake. I don't know what the name of it is anymore. But I had it as a little kid. But I stabbed it with my Darth Vader's lightsaber, the 12-inch, and all the goop came out. Well, now that you could just buy the head, it's like $1,200.
Oh,
Because it's one of those rare toys.
yeah.
I have a photo. I wish I could had access to my photos, but I have a photo of me holding the snake, and I wish I had
that's
that.
cool.
I'll never buy it because it's just way too pricey. if you can even find
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My
Again-
cousins had the Stretch Armstrong octopus,
Oh, wow.
which was awesome. Sorry, Oz, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say a lot of these, it's like you got to keep up the hunt. You know, you
Yeah.
gotta hit flea markets. You gotta hit
Yeah,
garage sales. You gotta hit estate sales. I mean,
estate sales is where it's at, my friends.
it's
Yeah.
really tough to deal
Get
with
up
that a
early.
lot of times because of the circumstances that normally make an estate sale what it is. But
Right.
you know, it's just one of those things where like you can get some really, really great deals
Yeah,
going to those.
yeah,
And
for sure.
most of the time when you see somebody who's got like one of those grail things and they got it for a decent price, it's from something like that.
That's right.
Because you go to a toy show, they're asking collector price because they
Yeah.
know what they got.
Well, that's why I tell my son he's getting everything I have, and then he knows the prices. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
important.
I
Quite a
even
bit of
books
that's
I have.
going
Books
up.
I have. I
Yeah,
was like, you got to make sure you know which books are expensive and not, and he knows.
He's
So-
calculating his millions on a spreadsheet
Oh,
now. with
he's
the
already retired. He
doomsday
just doesn't-
clock.
he's figured it out. Yeah,
Yeah, he's already retired. He's just, he's just waiting for it to happen.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right. He's got the doomsday clock countdown going on the wall behind him as he
Yeah.
keeps ticking up the decimal points.
And he's like, Dad, you're turning 50 next year.
Yep.
It's like, it's like, nope. I'm going to keep these and I'm going to take them with me. Damn it.
That's right. I had to buy 2 plots so they can all come with me.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I was going to get my urn. It's going to be all the melted plastic of everything I own.
Is it gonna? My urn's gonna look like an alien egg.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Or
Mine
maybe
will
like
have a trap jaw face on it.
There you go. Yes, you open up the jaw and there's your ashes.
I like pop
you go.
out.
There you go.
I'm back.
Yeah,
little Bobby skull pops out looking like a boglin.
Yeah, right.
awesome.
It opens up and it'll say Motu. Motu.
Yes, Motu.
Just to haunt Joe.
Brick
I love
something
Joe.
mentioned something just now, and I when Oz was showing his Queen Alien, the vintage 12-inch Alien figure
chap.
was amazing, and that definitely. If we ever do another Grail episode, that's definitely going on my list.
I actually played with that as a kid. My friend had one down the
Yeah.
street. He had that and the Shogun Godzilla and Rodan.
Nice.
And I wish I had those.
Right.
I wish he would have traded me or gave them to me or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of
12-inch.
stuff back then that are pricey
Oh,
nowadays.
God, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's amazing.
12-inch big chap has haunted me for years as far as the one I wish I had.
Yeah, for sure.
When I was a kid, there was this comic book shop around my way that had that up there.
Yep.
And at the time, everybody remembers they were planning on doing a whole line of Alien toys with the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then because of how scary the movie was,
Yeah.
very few of those 12-inch big chaps ever got put into production.
Yeah. Well,
And
just
go
go ahead. Well, I was just gonna say, well, I saw it, in person as a kid, and and knew people who had them, and it's just and I just think like what a phenomenal piece of plastic, and
yeah, the detail on it was great. It had that translucent style dome where you could see that little like skull piece.
so cool.
Yeah, that was cool. It
Oh,
was scary.
Yeah, it was.
terrifying.
It was so scary and so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, this comic book shop had it, and then the flea market that I used to go to all the time, like this guy who had he actually had like his own stall there. Like, you got the people that get the tables. This dude had like this whole stall for comics and stuff. He had it, and it was like everywhere I went, I could see this, but I could never own it because it was always so incredibly expensive, and it's certainly never gone down in price.
Yeah.
No, nothing will. Nothing will go down in price.
No, not from back then. It's only
No.
going up because they're becoming more and more rare as we keep ticking by.
Well, and they
That's
also do reproductions and stuff, and it gets it in everybody's mind. Oh, now I gotta get the original.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Hmm
That's what
Yeah,
happens.
absolutely.
That's why the vintage Eternia won't go down in price, even with the new Eternia.
No.
Not that
It'll go up
much.
in price. I think that's my theory.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll drop for a very little while,
Yeah.
and that's just the way it'll work because
But
there's
not much though, I don't think.
no, we're not talking drastically or anything.
Right.
It'll drop a little bit because there'll be less demand because for some people that want it, they're buying the new one. So there's no
Mhm.
point to get the older one at the exuberant price that it is
Right.
unless you are a completist of the vintage collection.
Right.
And then people are going to buy that, and then it's going to make that price start jumping back up because it's harder and harder to get this for those people who are out there that really want that one.
Uh, Agreed. Brick something says, so sad. My brother and brother extension one had the Shogun, Godzilla, Rodan, Mazinger, Guy King, and Ray Dean. Our parents failed us by getting rid of them.
Uh,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm a big Mazinger Z fan. I got the original cartoon on DVD. It's awesome.
yeah. Well, how I feel like previous generations didn't really quite understand
No.
that these things would actually be worth anything.
Oh, of course not.
It's strange. It's
Right.
strange how that's such a different mindset for us as parents now.
Yes.
Yep.
We're like, well, we're not getting rid of those things because you never know. You never know what.
Exactly.
Well, because we've
So
lived through it, we've seen it,
we've
and it's
seen it happen.
funny. I was just about to kind of bring up that same topic point as my final thought. Our generations, as far as kids growing up in the late 70s, going into the 80s and into the 90s, because I was more of the 80s into the 90s portion of this. The the toys that we played with weren't around when
Mhm.
our parents were younger.
Right.
You know, toys were just something you played with as a kid and you outgrew. Whereas our toys were completely different, or and our memories that are attached to it. I mean, some toys, kind of stuck with people. I know people that have held on to baby dolls from when they were a small
Mhm.
child,
Mhm.
or like a teddy bear or something like that. But there's very like our action figures and play sets and things that we had were so different from what they had growing up, and they meant something different to us. And again, we've realized now as witnesses how the value of these things go up. My son has a ton of different Imaginext stuff.
Mhm.
Um,
Hmm.
and it's like part of me wants to get rid of it because it takes up a ton of space because he's got like all these different play sets and everything like that. I'd love to get rid of it. I'd love to sell it. Some of it even now sells for a pretty decent price. But my thoughts are, but when he gets older, I got so mad when my parents were getting rid of like a lot of
Mhm.
my Masters of the Universe stuff. So if I were to go through and get rid of his stuff, is at some point he going to be upset with me about the fact that I got rid of this, and then thinking about again buying the entire Aliens collection from Kenner in the
Mhm.
90s? I just told you that playset cost me like $400.
Mhm.
Mind you, it wasn't something that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I had like a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and so to like think about him trying to go out there and buy the Power Rangers Command Center from his Imaginext collection uh 15, 20 years from now,
Yeah.
when he's got a little guy
Yeah.
and he wants to share that with him. It's like, I kind of want to hang on to a lot of that stuff because I'm going to want him to have it to share the fun that he had with it as a child with my eventual grandson or granddaughter, who knows? I don't know. Um, but it's like I kind of want that, and especially since he has expressed to me now that he would like to become a toy collector like his dad. Um, it makes me want to hold on to that stuff just even more because, like, I don't know how he takes care of his toys at his mother's as much, but when he's the toys he has with me, like I've got all the accessories and little baggies and everything like that so that they stay together. because I remember losing a lot of that stuff when I was a kid, and I know how it is. So like I want to keep that stuff together, and I make sure that all of his are separated like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, you know, he looks up to you and wants to follow in your footsteps, and I think that's beautiful. And as Bobby was talking about, like, you know, it's something that we pass on to our kids, and we got to let them know if it's important to us. It's like learning, you know, if your parent is really into, you know, fixing up cars, it's something you want to pass on to your kids, or you know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome, and it's cool that we're living in a time where we can collect and be geeks and actually be part of mainstream pop culture in that capacity. Because at least when Bobby and I were younger, for sure,
Me
it was
too.
embarrassing. And Oz too. I know, because you saw the transition from it being like being bullied for being interested in nerdy things to being like, oh, this is actually a cool thing now. There's
Yeah.
we've in our lifetimes we've all seen the transition.
You were
Uh,
not the cool kid showing up to 4th and 5th grade with your Star Wars toys. There was no show and tell, and I kept them under my desk to play with on recess,
yeah,
and I did. And
yeah.
the only reason nobody picked on me from it was because I was bigger than the rest of them.
There you go. There you go. There you
But
go.
I
I
was
was the
still
cool
not
kid,
the cool
so
kid.
You were the cool kid, huh,
yeah,
I
Bobby?
was the
yeah,
cool kid later. I
yeah.
was
Yeah,
definitely the cool kid later. But
that's
I
awesome.
hid that was back when I hid my toys. You know, I had to hide them when we were all
Yeah.
over at my place
That's what I'm trying
Well,
to
partying.
think about. Like,
well, all my friends, we all grew up playing with the toys, so it wasn't anything weird, you
yeah,
know.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
Even the
good.
kids in school I went to, they all brought their toys. We all played out in recess, so there
That's
wasn't
cool.
Right.
anything different. Yeah,
Yeah, it must have. Maybe it was just the way I grew up. It was sort of like it was a rural community, and we didn't really have. If you brought stuff to school, it was almost like weird.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, everybody has their different experiences, I suppose, and
yeah,
but I think that I think it's cool to have seen. I mean, you know, the fact that we're doing this tonight, and we do this on Thursday nights, and we talk about toys. It's just such a to have the ability, or to gain it, you know, for people to be interested to watch this and experience it with us is just cool. It's just
I
cool.
agree.
especially the returning people all the time.
Yeah, that's the best, man. Like all the folks that join us every time we do it, everyone in the chat, thank you so much
Yep,
for being here. And whether you were a cool kid growing up or you weren't a cool kid growing up, you're always welcome at the Toy Frenzy.
that's
And
definitely right.
that's
That's
right.
right.
We will geek out and we'll have a blast. But you know, Bobby and Oz, thank you both for everything that you do. You're awesome, and this has been a lot of fun. And
Yep.
Yeah.
any other thoughts, guys, before we close up shop?
I don't think so.
No. All right.
Oh, good. That was really the last big final thought. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I just love being here with everybody doing this every week,
Yeah.
and I look forward to
So much I
hopefully
forget.
years and years of this to come. God,
Oh,
showing off that yak face.
oh no. I'm gonna have nightmares about that tonight.
Yeah, you and Joe have nightmares tonight, then.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Motu and
Motu.
yak
Yak
face.
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Have fun thinking about that tonight.
Oh man, that is beautiful too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Such a great toy. I'm gonna keep this one on my desk now.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Well, all right, guys, eat your monster cereal, collect the toys, listen to punk rock,
Damn straight.
build things, be awesome, and
Send in your
thanks so
proofs
much.
of purchase.
What was that, Oz?
Send in your proofs of purchase. Get a mail away.
That's right.
Mail away
Yeah.
sailboat fuel. I
That's
got
right.
bags of it.
That's right. You know, be sure to what's. Oh yeah, there you go. Sailboat.
Sailboat fuel.
There you go. Be sure to click like and subscribe, the whole YouTube thing. And make sure I also put a link down below for Oz and Bobby's podcast, which is forthcoming. So
Yes.
check that out, their YouTube channel for that. Check out their individual YouTube channels and Instagram channels. Head on over to my Instagram channel too. You can find Bobby, are you on Facebook?
No, I don't do Facebook. I'm on Twitter though.
That's right. Bobby's on Twitter. Oz is on Twitter as well. I'm on Facebook as well. And if you want to become a Patreon of this channel, of Skele Vader's channel, please feel free to do so. Lots of good perks, as Brick Something and GamerBud can attest. Oz has really got his finger on the pulse of how to get you all involved with cool stuff outside of this arena, and it's constantly growing and exciting. And did I forget anything? Oh yeah, check out the fan art Masters of the Universe trading cards Kickstarter. That link is down below also. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll all see you in the next video.
Take care, everybody.
Oh, here we go. Ending the